That video did not just play. Hey, we just played the whole intro, dog. Wait, let's make sure we're not private. Let me just make sure we're not private. This did not just happen. Because it says nobody's in here. I see 12 people in chat. All right, we got 25 folks, so we're not private. Cool. No, see, not that ain't even the right one. All right, see, the welcome to Q and Colb. We're gonna be an hour and 30 today, man. Because I gotta get a video out about the Tommy Reese hire. Now, I would like to point out that what I think as far back as when did Kevin give up the play calling?
He gave up the play calling
early November, right?
He gave up the play calling right before the quarterback switch.
Okay, I remember, and you go back on this show, me being like, yeah, they're probably gonna bring in Tommy Reese to be the new offensive coordinator after this season. So, look, it's been out there that this is what they wanted to do. Nothing the Browns have done this offseason. It tells me everything changed for this organization around October. Something happened, Colb, in October that made them decide offensively, boy, we need to change gears. I wonder what it was, right? I wonder who was playing poorly in October around that time where it seems like all of these larger decisions about the organization were made. Because look, man, that offensive line coach they hired, Colb, seems like some shit they had done in October, right? Because when did that man get fired? Around October, right? So seems like that got figured out at that point. Also, this offensive coordinator hire, I've known this was a strong possibility since October, right? Like, this is not a surprise to anybody. Feels like something changed in October, right? Feels like Ken Dorsey and Andy Dickerson have been dead men walking since like week 5. What happened on week 5, y'all? Curtis, you remember week 5? Like, or was it week 6? Curtis,
you don't got to bring up week 5, man. You don't need to bring that up. I'm gonna get more angry.
Who do we play? Who do we play at week 5?
It was the Commanders who just won a playoff game, right?
The screenshot pod. That's
It seems like they watched that podcast and was like, enough. Okay.
The screenshot pod. That's what that one was.
Look, man. Every single thing they've done has been in the works since October. Like, I've never seen it this quick. They fired the boys the first second they got the chance to. The week wasn't even over yet. They fired them on Sunday. Okay. On the Lord's Day, Colb.
12 hours after the game ended.
Yeah. Your contract will not be renewed. Kick them boys off the staff faster than a delinquent payment on a Netflix subscription. It was just automatic. Like, all right, get off. You can't watch that shit no more. iPad not working. I bet they had issues logging in that day. They had to give him a guest password, right? Like, just so he could call the plays and shit. Log into that Surface team shit. But yeah. It seems like, I remember people were criticizing us back when we made the call. It's over with Deshaun Watson. It seems like they thought it was over in October too.
I don't even feel vindicated because I feel like it was just obvious to anybody who was watching. Like he's not going to be the quarterback anymore. The offensive coordinator has to go. Everybody involved with this, that it feels like Kevin really didn't want to hire. To be completely honest,
I will say this. I think Kevin hired the people he thought would help him do this. I don't think what he was asked to do, he wanted to do. You feel me? Like, I think this came down to, hey, Kevin, we need you to be a team guy. We need you to do everything you can to make this work with Deshaun. And Kevin said, all right. And in good faith, he went out, got some people he thought could help. And to be fair to Ken Dorsey, I don't think he's terrible. Like, we thought Jameis Winston could be a starter at one point this season, and he's Jameis Winston. Ain't like Jameis looked terrible in this offense. The offense ain't looked terrible until they put terrible quarterbacks in it, right? That's the only time this offense looked bad. When Zach Man was running it and when Deshaun Watson and DTR were running it. Like, yeah, the three worst quarterbacks in the NFL, you could argue. They look bad in this offense. The one guy who's slightly better than the worst quarterback in the NFL, oh man, y'all was out here thinking we was about to sign him to a 3-year extension. Okay. Like, straight up. Somebody is putting in chat Jalen Milroe season. And look, I'll say this. Either they want to get Jalen Milroe or they absolutely don't. Right? Like, there's going to be no in between. Like,
hold on.
We know who that is. We know.
That's Domo. That's
Domo.
That's Domo.
Okay. I was about to say, yeah.
That's Domo. I'll be fair. He's been pushing the Jalen Milroe thing for months. And I'm not going to ignore that Jalen Milroe and Tommy Reese, there is a connection there.
Now, here's the thing that people underrate when there are connections, right? Because I remember making this point when Deontay Smith went to Jalen Hurts in the draft. Everybody's like, oh, that's a perfect connection for them. And I was like, are we sure Deontay Smith feel that way? Because he didn't start cooking until the other dude came in, right? And that's the question with Tommy Reese. Hey, man, it's one thing that you have experience, but does Tommy Reese want to draft you? Because it might be one of the things when we've seen a college coach come in and not want to take his quarterback.
That's true.
That's
true. Like, I'm cool. Actually,
hey, look, Urban Meyer did not draft Justin Fields, right? Like he wasn't trying to do that in the NFL for whatever reason. So maybe this means that Jalen, like, all I know is that they will be definitive on whatever they want to do with Jalen Milroe. Either they want to get him or they don't, because the research is in the building. This man was his offensive coordinator for a year.
Yeah,
right?
He knows everything that he needs to know.
So if he feels like, hey man, you get this thing rocking, all right, you got more information than most to go off of that, right? And if he feel like, yeah, bro, I wouldn't do it, cool, we not gonna do it. Like, I'm at peace with whatever decision they make with Jalen Milroe because I know they got the information they need. This ain't Justin Gilbert where they just drafting on vibes. That man knows, okay? He might have lost his job because of Jalen Milroe, in his opinion. Who knows how he processes this whole thing, right? But yeah, it could mean Jalen Milroe. It could mean that they go the furthest away from Jalen Milroe as possible. It's also worth noting that offensive coordinator under Kevin Stefanski is not the same job that offensive coordinator under Mike Vrabel is. And he still took the job under Kevin Stefanski.
Yeah, I was going to ask this. Kevin's definitely calling the plays again, right?
Oh yeah, this is assistant role. Like you're going to be able to coordinate and stuff. But I think the reason you take this job, if you're Tommy Reese, is because you want to learn under somebody, which again speaks to respect that coaches have for Kevin Stefanski. I think the part of this decision was, hey, I'm not ready to be out on my own yet. I had issues when I was an offensive coordinator at Notre Dame in Alabama. I need years of like, this is a developmental position that he took here in Cleveland. So he can get a full offensive coordinator job eventually, where he does get to call plays and have reign over the offense. But this is like a, hey, let me learn under Kevin's wing kind of shit. Which again, Kevin ain't got no problem getting coaches to come here, bro. Because I was wondering, I'm like, hey man, we ain't got no quarterback. They got Drake May. It might be a hard pull to get somebody to come here to be offensive coordinator. Apparently not. Right? Like,
hey, so I had to go back and look up Jalen Milroe's stats with Tommy Reese was his offensive.
Was he what, 21-9 or something like that?
So that was 23, right? That's 23.
Yeah.
So just looking at it, 23 touchdowns.
Michigan that year, I'll tell you that. 23
touchdowns, 6 picks. Yards per attempt was 10, highest it's ever been.
Rushing yards.
Rushing yards. Ooh, let me look at that.
Because I know his rushing yards were crazy this year with DeBoer.
Rushing yards was 531 with DeBoer this year was 726.
Let me see what his pressure to sack was too in 2023. No, I would argue Tommy Reese got the most out of him.
He absolutely did. Just looking at the quick glance at the stats, he absolutely got more out of him than anybody else.
Yeah. Like, this is where I don't know if you've been updated on where I'm at with Jalen Milroe. Here's what I think. If you're a team that has a quarterback, it makes sense, right? Like Dallas. Now, they might hire Deion, which we got to talk about because your boy was right on that too.
Hold on. We're not going to say you was right. because they ain't hiring him. They haven't hired him.
All I'm saying is all of a sudden his son goes to the pros, and now we hearing about Deion trying to get an NFL job.
Listen, you might hear about it. He can't help if Jerry call him.
Why you think Jerry calling? You think Jerry cold calling somebody? Cold. You think Jerry Jones is going to cold call it? Let me see if Deion wants the job. Or you think Jerry Jones heard that this man might take the Raiders job and he's like, let me get in on that, bro. Come on, the Raiders.
Also, the Raiders also said, "Nah, we good.
For now,
okay. We're okay."
Now you know what the Raiders are waiting on, right? Because what Tom Brady's running that thing. They trying to see if the Steelers gonna give up on Mike Tomlin. Because I don't know if you remember this, Tom Brady loves him some Mike Tomlin.
He does.
Yeah. It's weird because he always whipped their ass. I don't know why he has this much respect for him, but he loves him that Mike Tomlin. And you hear Tom Brady on the booth, sound like Mike Tomlin old ass when he be calling these games and saying the old shit. Oh yeah, the body language looks incredible.
He do be saying that shit.
You be saying old head uncle shit. I'm like, yo, Tom Brady an unk, dog. It's crazy.
You forget how old Tom Brady actually is.
He definitely be at his kid's football game. Like, you got to keep your head up at all times, right? He definitely tell his kids, don't celebrate unless you're up by 2. like he definitely get furious when you start celebrating you down. Oh yeah, Tom don't fuck with that at all. Tom is old school football guy to the max. Okay, like that's why he be on there calling the Baker Mayfield games. He be loving that shit, bro. His eyes light up when he sees Baker Mayfield because that's who he believes he is in his head, a true try hard, right? Baker Mayfield, if he don't do nothing, he gonna fucking try, right?
Oh, we gonna talk about that too. We gonna talk about that.
Look, try hard's usually a negative term. When I'm talking about Baker Mayfield, it is not, because look, man, there is something miraculous to the fact that this man be running through people like Jerome Bettis and he's not big, right?
Hey, ran over all pro Bobby Wagner.
Put his nuts over his face and said he's too small afterwards. Like Baker Mayfield.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I respected it, Bake. I respected it. 100%.
I saw that shit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, damn, maybe they was right. For like a quick second, I was like, because if he did that shit in Cleveland, dog, oh my God.
They would have went ballistic.
Curtis,
we would have been going crazy. That's my guy.
Too, Curtis. You
they tried to kill him. They tried to kill him.
I would go 100% in if Baker did that as a Brown.
No, because when I saw it live, I'm like, damn, did he just
hey.
Wagner?
Hey, he ran over him and got 18 yards, dog. I was like, you know what? I can't.
Hey, bruh. Hey, look, that's the thing that went away in 2021. He stopped trying. Like, you could just visibly see he wasn't trying as hard anymore. But when he be trying, dog, it be just a true testament to you can have all the power you want, but it don't stop somebody who want to whip your ass, right? Like, that's that grown man strength. Like, when your father fights you, he don't want to lose. You might want to win, right? That is when Baker Mayfield makes contact. He is not going to want to lose. And he be overpowering people because of it. And that shit is fun to watch, okay? I don't know if it's who I want to be my quarterback for eternity, but you know what? People would be having a good time.
Yeah, you got the full Baker experience, man. You got full Baker experience.
The full circle Baker Mayfield experience.
Oh yeah, down to the mistakes that cost you the game that are questionably not his fault, but maybe his fault, right?
But it may not be his fault, but they always happen.
Mm-hmm. He got bad luck. That's the Baker Mayfield experience. Like, some shit always goes left with Baker Mayfield for no reason, dog. What, 2020, Rashad Higgins fumbles a ball out the back of the end zone. Why the fuck did that happen?
on a helmet to helmet hit that didn't get called. That should have been called.
Yes.
Everything.
In today's NFL, that did not happen. Clear as day, helmet is helmet to helmet. Like, this is the Baker Mayfield experience. And that's not to say it's not preferable to what we experienced this year. It most certainly would have been, but there's a limit to the Baker Mayfield experience, which is fun. It's going to be fun. It's like rooting for the Memphis Grizzlies when they had Zebo and Marc Gasol. It's like, that shit is fun. You're not winning a championship, though. You're not beating Kobe. like the fun's over once you play a team. But hey, what that first round, like, you know, like you out there screaming, whoop that trick, you having a good ass time. And you know what? When it's over, you miss it. Like,
oh man.
that's where my appreciation with Baker Mayfield is. I'm like, hey, bro, he not gonna win no fucking championship. He probably never gonna get to an NFC conference championship game. And that division game they went to last year probably gonna be as far as Tampa Bay goes. But they gonna have a good ass time in between those disappointments. Okay.
Hey, underrated part of the game. Mike Evans was cooking the shit out of Marshon Lattimore.
It felt personal.
It was personal. It was 100%, 1,000% personal. He's cooking the shit out of Marshon. Couldn't even move no more, man. It made my heart hurt seeing that.
That entire game felt anti-Cleveland. Like I was like, hey, bro, there's a lot of anti-Cleveland energy coming from Tampa Bay. I need DC to take this one. Okay.
And they did.
We got a Clevelander getting his ass beat by one of the greatest wide receivers of all time and doing nothing. By the way, I don't know why people thought Marshon Lattimore was still good. It's been known for like 3 years he's not good. Like, he's been not good. Shout out to Marshon. I believe he did go to Glenville, right?
He did.
Glenville legend. You know, we got to pay our respects.
Please respect it.
Please respect it. Absolutely. But it's over. Right? Like, it's over with, bro. Like, that right there, that's it. And nobody's looking at you like Marshon shut down Lattimore. Nah, dog. You gonna be playing for the Bengals next year or some shit like that. And we're gonna be like, no, we should throw at him. Like,
somebody said Marshon come to Cleveland.
Nah, bro, you good. Like,
we already got our local legend, Denzel Ward.
We got Denzel. Like,
we good. We are absolutely
yo,
fine.
He didn't go to Glenville, but he went to Nordonia. It's not the same thing, but it's not that far apart. Like,
local legend, it still counts.
Hey, suburban league god. Okay. You know, he went to Nordonia. That is a Nordonia night, right? Like that's Cleveland enough. It's almost accurate, but it's Cleveland. We claim it.
We claim it. No, yeah. But serious question though, on the Tommy Reese thing. Do you think this is a good hire? Because you said that like you knew it was coming, like everybody knew he was going to be. Everybody knew they were going to hire him as OC, but you didn't really say like, yeah, I like it.
I mean, it's fine. I was never going to be over the moon with any offensive coordinator hire because I kind of feel like this position, it's important, but I'm like, it's like a pass game coordinator, quarterback coach. Kevin's driving the bus, right? Tommy Reese is there to add some new things to the bus and help them try to add some new concepts. But Tommy Reese is not here to drive the bus. So for me, Tommy Reese is helping with the offense, but the offense is Kevin's. That's all that could happen was that you could confirm that was going to be the choice that the Browns are making, right? If the Browns went out and hired like Doug Peterson, I'd be like, okay, that's a bad hire because then you're not even running the Kevin shit, right? Like as long as you're moving back towards that direction, I'm generally fine in it. And this is another sign that's like, okay, they're moving back towards that direction. Right. Tommy Reese, I don't know what his impact week to week is going to be. I don't think he's an incompetent coach. And, I don't think this position is going to be that difficult for somebody to do well. So I wasn't going to have super high standards for whoever got brought in. I just view it a little bit differently. It's like, I'm like, I don't care what his playbook was in Alabama. He not running that shit. He gon' they running the Kevin plays, dog. Like they made that shit clear as day that they're running the Kevin plays. They might. Now, look, I point this out, and I think you saw it, but I don't know if you saw it in the context I said, where I was like, hey, the Browns are going to draft Jayden Milroe, and I'm going to be the only one happy about it. The reason I said that was because they ran like 45 design run plays with DTR, and I'm like, that feel like they designing that in for something. Like, feels like they getting that ready for something. It may be Jayden Milroe might be who they have in mind. I will point this out. Jayden Milroe is not exactly not a fit for what they've wanted to do and what they've looked for. Every young quarterback they've brought in has been an athlete. Like, has had that ability. I mean, even the guys they didn't bring in that you heard they wanted, Joe Milton, right? And with Jayden Milroe, this is going to be a fun one for Cole. I think his worst case scenario is that he ends up being Kellen Mond. right? If you don't know what to do with him, he's a stiff thrower. He doesn't have great pocket presence. He's a good athlete, but he could easily become Kellen Mond if you don't know what you're doing with him. His ceiling, to me, a lot of people go Jalen Hurts. I don't think he's Jalen Hurts. I think he's a little bit more stiff of a thrower than Jalen, but he's better at being on time. And his short to intermediate accuracy, I think, is better than Hurts. His deep ball accuracy is what it is. It's not great, but he has to work on that. But I think he's more like a Colin Kaepernick, because the athleticism is outrageous for Jalen Milroe, right? And if you can get him to get the ball out on time and put him in, like, I think he does need to be in more of a wide zone where his footwork is being dictated by the script of the play, then he's going to be able to get the ball out on time. Then he's not going to be thinking about processing too much. Well, not processing. He can process fine. He's not going to be thinking about trying to make too much happen. I think what happened with Caleb DeBoer is that he tried to run more of a spread with him, which was like, hey, sit back, read the entire field, and react. He's not that guy. Jalen Milroe's book smart. I don't think a lot of people know this. You know, he's an academic Heisman winner.
Yeah, he has a master's. He has
a master's degree in 3 years at Alabama. Say what you want about student athletes. You don't achieve that level of academic prowess if you are not extremely book smart.
He's very intelligent. Very
intelligent. I don't want to hear about no goddamn Wonderlic scores when it comes to Jalen Milroe, because we did that shit with CJ Stroud. But like Jalen Milroe, I don't know what y'all be thinking about him, but that man is book smart, certified book smart. Like, he get them awards kickers get for academics, dog. Like, book smart. He's somebody who needs to see the field, process it pre-snap, and then be told one or two decisions need to be made. That's why he's really good with like the RPO pull stuff and the read option stuff. So I do think you put him in that kind of system with how Kevin breaks down these reads, there is a chance that can work as long as you give it time to develop behind the scenes. The question I have with the Browns is like, are we going to be able to get that time? Like, that's the biggest issue, right? I think the fit on offense would be fine. It's like, hey, this is somebody you need to at least get half a season on the bench at the minimum, right? Cannot be your starter day one. It's going to be appealing as hell, because look, Jalen Milroe going to do some shit in the preseason make you want to start him. Like, same thing with, like, I think Cam Ward's the same way, Shador's the same way. They going to do some shit in preseason. You're like, oh my God, because these are all very experienced football players. They're going to eat in the preseason. That does not translate to regular season success, but
absolutely
they're going to do some shit. And Jalen Milroe, if you do put him, I think so many people are going to be so negative with the idea of putting him in wide zone, because it takes creativity to think that he could do that, that they're going to be so negative on him when he does anything positive. People are like, oh my God, right? So it's going to take patience and stuff. But yeah, that's how I view the Jalen Milroe thing. I still think if you're the Browns, the most you can spend on him is a third round pick, because you don't have a quarterback. I think a team with the quarterback takes him in a second, right? Like, if you have Dak, you could take him in a second. If you have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, make sense too, right? They could take him. Like, if you have a quarterback that's not necessarily going to be here that long, right, but definitely going to be the starter for the next year or so, Jalen Milroe makes a lot of sense in the second round, especially if you feel like you have the vision. But you got to have the vision. Like, if I were coaching the team, I think my team should probably make that move. If Colb was coaching the team, don't draft Jalen Milroe, because Colb don't got the vision for it. And like, that's not a bad thing. It's just he don't see it, dog. The way he sees football, it does not involve Jalen Milroe being a quarterback. Way I see it, I'm like, I think it could work, but you got to really believe in it, right? Like, you got to think that could work. You can't be easily deterred, or you can't be out here trying to convince people. It's got to be like, we think this could work universally as an offense.
I would just like to say, I want to interject really quick. I do believe Jalen Milroe could fit on my football team.
Don't put him at running back, because he's not a good runner. I don't know why you think he'd be good running back.
Hey man, I'm willing to test it out. See, I feel like you just don't have the right vision. I feel like you don't got the right vision. I feel like I got the right vision.
Fair enough. I think but I see what he could do really well, and what he's demonstrated. Like, he's had to learn 3 different offenses in his college career. Like, he's had to endure a lot of shit. The end of the Nick Saban era, right? Like, the Alabama teams that weren't necessarily as good as Alabama usually is, and being kind of the face of that disappointment. There's a lot of reasons why I think people will be lower on him than usual, especially like if he got like a normal Alabama run where it was stable, they weren't changing coaches out, and Nick Saban wasn't like fucking annoyed with NIL the whole time he was coaching. I think there's a chance that we look at this a lot more favorably because he would have been able to develop more in college. But yeah, he's a mystery box. But like, I'm not going to suggest the Browns do it unless they really want to do it, which is difficult because really wanting to do it means you might take them in the second round. I don't advise that for the Browns, right? So we'll see. We'll see. I'm predicting they're going to do something at quarterback that I'm going to be like, well, I got to get used to that. Because that's how I feel about every single quarterback in this draft, where I'm like, well, it depends where you take them, but I could get used to it, I guess, right? like that's where it is there. But yeah, Jalen Milroe, he's definitely like the Kellen Mond, the Colin Kaepernick of this year's draft, where it's like, hey man, it could be great, it could be Kellen Mond. like
I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good on
I
that.
can fully understand that position. I don't blame anybody for looking at Jalen Milroe being like they out. I also can understand why somebody would say, I don't know, man. I feel like I have the vision on this, because I can understand it. I've seen the vision too. It's a very nuanced discussion. Let's talk about another nuanced discussion, right? Because I have this conversation all the time. Talking about Deion Sanders in Colorado is annoying because if you say anything that is good, here's the thing. So many people talk about Colorado and Deion Sanders in bad faith, right? Like, it is an easy thing to do. Like, I saw people clowning Deion for being a helicopter. I saw somebody write this in my comment section. I don't think it's good for Shedeur that Deion coaches him. All he does is hide his weaknesses and push his strengths. I'm like, is that a bad thing?
Sounds like a very good head coach to me.
Yeah. I think we had this conversation on the last pod. I feel like people need to have the conversation assuming that Deion Sanders was very helpful in the uprise of his son, right? Going from a 3-star guy who would compete for a job at Florida Atlantic, which is originally where he was until his dad jumped his coaching career to college, to now he could be a top 5 pick in the draft, which is incredible work by Shedeur and incredible work by Deion. But I just don't understand why people are looking at this like, hey, man, Deion, he gets away from Deion, it's going to be so much better. I'm like, hey, dog, he might need Deion in the league. Like, I've been saying it for a while. Like, Deion needs to get a job, and Deion needs to draft him, because if that happens, I do think that has a better chance to work. Because you know who ain't going to bench Shedeur Sanders if he struggles a little bit to adjust? His daddy. Okay? Like, straight up. Like, and sometimes that's what you need, is to somebody not to give up on you, right? Like, you know who's going to get the extra rope to be able to ride this out if he has a rough year or two? His daddy, right? Because he Deion Sanders, right? like everywhere else, Shedeur had bad 2 years. We treat that motherfucker like Kenny Pickett, like out. Mac Jones out, right? It'll be so quick. So I could understand why Deion sees this cutthroat environment and says to himself, well, the only reason I started coaching anyways was to protect my son and make sure that I put him in positions to be successful. Why would I stop because he's grown? And that's really the truth of it. Look, my dad still be trying to give me warnings about stuff, right? Because he still sees himself as somebody who has to protect me through my journey in life. I'm pretty sure your mom does the same thing with you, where she tries to protect you through your journey throughout life, because that job never ends, right? Just because you grown, it don't change, right? You get an apartment, it don't change, right? You still gonna have to hide something your mama not gonna like that you do it the same way that you did when you was a kid, because she's still trying to protect you. That just is what it is. Why do we talk about this like it's a bad thing? I don't know. I think Deion getting a job and getting Shedeur will probably be good for Shedeur. It will also be good for the Browns, because let me tell you something, Colb. You ever call me? Well, we homies. If we weren't homies and you called me, talk about you watch your son who plays quarterback to play, and I hold the keys to that, brother, the price is going up. Oh, you want to trade for your son? Yeah, man. 3 first-round picks. And I want a second. Okay. What's up, bro? Like, you don't believe your son franchise?
Listen, I've been saying this for weeks. Whether it's the Raiders or the Cowboys or whoever, if somebody offers you 3 firsts for Shedeur Sanders, and I'm not saying they would do that, but if they do, you got to take it.
Oh, yeah. 3 firsts. Think about the ground that covers. That is a first-round pick for a team starting Shedeur Sanders, who we think might not be good, right? Like in the NFL in 2026, in 2027, brother, you could make it to playoffs. You might have a top 5 pick. Like, who knows what they're. You might get Jeremiah Smith and a quarterback out of that trade. Now, look, I love Abdul Carter, but give me 3 first-round picks. Yeah. Hey, man, Abdul's going to be great on whatever team drafts him. I'm confident of it, but I will be fine in the long run. 3 first-round picks. I want a third, and give me an extra second. I want both your picks for 1 year.
Hold on. Steven said an owner would be an epic idiot if they did that. Well, it's a good thing we're talking about Mark Davis and Jerry Jones specifically.
Stephen B said the owner would have to be an epic idiot. What has the NFL owner class demonstrated to you to make you think that these people are idiots?
The San Francisco 49ers traded 3 first-round picks to get Trey Lance, by the way.
We
look at that organization as like one of the premier organizations in the NFL.
Yeah. Yeah. We talking about a class of people that hired Johnny Manziel because somebody told them to do it. Right? Like, we talking about a class of people who hired Hugh Jackson 2 times. Like, we talking about a class of people that are currently trying to get John Gruden back into coaching.
Hold on. I'm glad you said something because it reminded me about something I forgot about that pissed me off, and now I'm angry again. Georgia Southern. I would just like to know. I just want to make it clear.
Georgia State.
Oh, is it Georgia State? It's not
offensive coordinator Hugh Jackson. Yes,
it's Georgia State.
That's Atlanta U.
I apologize, Georgia Southern. Georgia State, you have earned yourself a hater for life. For doing this. A hater for life. I will go to a game.
You hating on Grambling too?
I will go to a game for no other reason than to support whoever the opponent is.
Hey man, come down to Old Jackie Robinson Stadium, bro. Like,
I might have to do it. I
go to a game every year just to see the other team, right? Usually is how it goes. But
shout out Rail. He said 2 haters for life. No, any team that employs Hugh Jackson,
bro. I'm gonna go down to a Georgia. I might get season tickets just to sit in the alumni section and be like, see. That's what Hugh did in Cleveland. start telling tale of Hugh Jackson because they're gonna be like, oh yeah, NFL coach. I'm like, did you know that this man ran a quarterback sneak in the 5-yard line? And then blamed it on the quarterback.
Hater for life.
Do you know that this man has claimed that he would have drafted like 4 different quarterbacks in the 2017 draft? Like, I wanted Deshaun. Actually, I wanted Patrick Mahomes.
Pathological liar.
Oh, yeah. He's a scammer. And look, I will be honest with you. He's in the right place.
Atlanta
coaching college football in Atlanta. Yeah, he's in the right place to do some fraud. Okay, he fit right in. Whole staff gonna be water boys. Okay, like he gonna do the most scamming because there are 2 types of energies in Atlanta, right? Especially when we talk about black folk. There are black folk who just like being around black folk, which, fuck with that. That's where I sit in that camp. And then there are black folk who love scamming black folk, right? And that is where Hugh Jackson sits in, right? Hugh Jackson is the guy that's preaching to the choir with the pinky ring on. You know something crooked, dog. He got a Cadillac and he out here doing gospel. That don't make no sense to me. Like, yeah.
I don't understand. I don't understand after everything that happened in Cleveland and
Bro,
how much.
Remember when he tried to run that workout with Colin Kaepernick and Colin Kaepernick got whiffed that it was Hugh Jackson? He was like, nah, this is a scam. Immediately knew it was a scam. Why? Hugh Jackson was running the workout.
No, come on, man. What are we doing? What are we doing?
Dog. It's like he has such a track record of scamming. Like such a track record. And he's not even a good scammer. Like at least Josh McDaniels is a good scammer. Like
Josh McDaniels probably about to get another job.
Hey, look, man, Cliff Kingsbury about to scam himself back into legitimacy. I was watching the Commanders. I'm like, fuck.
I was about to say,
he's getting another job, bro.
I was about to say that's another take. You might have to walk that one back.
I'm not walking it back. He's a scammer. He's gonna prove it right. Curtis, I think you muted.
Oh man, Curtis going off too. We can't even hear.
And it's like mute spitter.
Hey, Curtis. I got him. You muted, Curtis.
You muted, Curtis.
Oh shit. Oh, well, anyway, that man Cliff is the 4X of offensive coordinators. I will stand 10 toes down on it. That man is a fraud. And whoever hires him, they are getting a fraud. I'm telling you that right now. I don't care what anybody says.
Hey, man, right now, Cliff Kingsbury is like crypto. It's like, yeah, we all know it's a scam, but the price going up.
It don't look like a scam to me. I'm sorry.
Don't worry, it's gonna be next year. It's gonna be a scam.
You gonna get robbed, right? Like you gonna hire Cliff Kingsbury. You gonna forget who he is, and you gonna get robbed eventually, right? It's like Lane Kiffin. Every once in a while, Lane Kiffin to pop up, make somebody think he's actually good at coaching, and he do some shit make you remember he's Lane Kiffin. That's what Cliff Kingsbury is, right? But hey, look. People go buy in. I bet he's getting record numbers of signups on that scams, right? Like, look, man, but that's the thing, though. That's the thing, Cole. That's because Cliff Kingsbury's a good scammer, right? He makes you believe. What does Cliff Kingsbury do? He associates himself with good situations all the time, right? And he benefits from that association. Literally, his entire career is that association benefiting him. What? Sean McVay. He associated himself heavily with Sean McVay, even though Sean McVay was like, I don't really know the motherfucker, right? But that's not what Cliff was out here selling. And then what oh yeah, you know I got Johnny. You know I got Pat. You know I got Baker, right? Selling his association with them, not necessarily his record with those quarterbacks, but his association with those dudes. And then what he do was he got fired for the Cardinals. He went straight to Caleb Williams, got himself associated with that, parlayed that into a job with the Commanders, and now Jayden Daniels is playing out of his mind, and we just associating all that greatness Jayden Daniels doing with Cliff Kingsbury. Why? Because he's there, dog. This is what Cliff does. Like, this is how this scam works. He associates himself with greatness, and then it makes you think he great, and then you hire him to be great, and you like, what the fuck is going on? It's gonna happen again. This is just the NFL version of what he did in the Big 12.
Hey, listen. Look at what Jayden did. Look what Jayden did that game, dog. I'm sorry.
You think that's all Cliff Kingsbury? I've seen that man coordinate offense.
I've never said it was all Cliff Kingsbury, but what y'all doing, y'all don't want to get a man credit for nothing. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying?
I'll give him credit. He ain't fucking up, which some coordinators can. Look, he's a good scammer. I'm giving him credit. He knows enough to not fuck up something that's good, right? He just ain't about to get the most out of it. In like 3 years, they're going to be tired of him.
Yeah, I'll give Cliff credit. The run game is a little creative. I will give him that. But the passing game can't fool me. You literally cannot fool me with that. I've seen it.
Hugh Jackson was creative in the run game too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That shit look different when you win it. Like, oh yeah, we gonna run it back into a motion downhill. That's cool. Yeah, the linebacker's not gonna key in on that if he sees it enough and just plug the gap, right? But when you win it and it gets 5 yards, hey, awesome play call. When you do that shit and it don't work and you get blown up for 2 yards because they done seen it too much, what we gonna call it? We gonna call it genius at that point, or we gonna say this is some gimmicky bullshit? This is what we do, dog. This is a perpetual cycle we are on with Cliff. But hey, man, y'all want to dunk on me right now about Cliff Kingsbury? Cool, go ahead and do it. I'll be right eventually. I know how that shit works.
No, but you know what we're gonna dunk on you about? We're gonna dunk on you about the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. That's what we're gonna dunk on you about.
Oh yeah, I was wrong about that. Look, that is what I was like. I admitted this a week ago. I admitted this 2 weeks ago where I was like, nah, that looks like a bad one.
we told what? Hey, what week was that, Curtis? What week was that? Was that like week 7 or some shit like that? Week 6?
I think it was because it was.
They were on a crazy run in the middle of the season.
I think it was the command. I think after they beat the Ravens, I think it was one of those weeks. I'm trying to look it up right now.
Yeah, man. Me and Curtis was like, nah, bro. We seen this before. We know what's going on. We know what's going on.
You can't fool me. You can't fool me.
It's been the same story for like a decade, bro. Like, come on, man.
Fool me twice. Can't get fooled again. Right?
We couldn't believe that you fell for this. I was like, nah, man. Q go figure it out sooner.
Nah, man. Because you know what? Here's what always gets me. In 2020, I had thought I had saw the end of the Pittsburgh Steelers empire. I was like, they're going to go under 500. They're going to suck. I've seen what Ben Roethlisberger looks like post-elbow injury. They aren't going to win games. Their defense isn't good enough, and I predicted the Steelers to go under 500. You know what the Steelers' record was that year?
Did they win like 13 games or something like that?
Yes. And they won like 8 of them in a row. So I was immediately wrong about them. And that has made me gun shy or predicting death on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Nah, I ain't going to do it.
See, that's the thing. That's where you're wrong. We never said they was going to die. The Steelers are never going to be. Here's the thing, though, Cole. Bad, though.
They are 3-9 in the last decade and a half of playoff games. This feels like it could be a death knell for them. Like this kind of mediocrity in the playoffs, it cannot stand. They have the longest playoff win drought in the AFC North right now.
Yeah, and also, anyone else notice like during the second half of the season for the Steelers, they start to slowly fall off. They start to sow some cracks in the foundation. Like this is the second time this happened this year, and I'm like, hey man, this team is not as good as everyone says they are.
You know what it is, Curtis? You know what it is? It's not even cracks in the foundation. You know what happens in the second half of the season every year? They have to play better football teams. That's what happens. They have to play better football.
No, because it happened in 2020, and like they lost to the fucking Bengals who were trying to lose for Joe Burrow or Jamar Chase. Right? They lost to White Vic.
They were 11-0 during that season. They started to lose games, and they started to get worse.
They lost Monday Night Football. Juju Smith-Schuster did Corvette, and they not just lost the game to a tanking Cincinnati Bengals trying to get Jamar Chase. They also lost the game to the Browns 2 times in a row.
Yes.
Like
the Browns were good that year, though.
Browns were decent that year, yes, for sure. Absolutely.
The Browns were good.
Browns were a very good team. Now, the Browns were also in the middle of a slide, though, at that same time. Because remember, they only needed to win one game from like week 14 on, and it looked like they was about to lose out, right? But they beat the Steelers. Which is to say, look, man, this is a larger pattern of something getting rotten in that building by the time we get to January in Pittsburgh. Which is to say, some gotta happen, right? Like it'd be one thing if like this was Mike Tomlin's 5th year, he made the playoffs 5 years in a row and didn't win. Okay, don't nobody care. Bruh, this is like since 2011, dog. Your last playoff win was in 2017. And like not like what was it like the first 14 days of 2017? Like Ben Roethlisberger, Le'Veon Bell, and Antonio Brown led the charge the last time the Pittsburgh Steelers won a playoff game.
I thought that was 2016.
It was 20. I think it was 2016.
It was the 2016 season, but remember, January happens. It's the 2017 year.
Oh, okay.
That's why I said 14 days into 2017, right? Like, so that is the last time, dog. LeBron hadn't even won that ring. Like, where was your life when the Steelers last won I wasn't even making videos yet, dog. Like,
Obama was literally president, wasn't he?
I think he was in the last days, yes. Like, they have not won a playoff game since the Obama administration. Okay. Like that.
Hey, my favorite stat. Two of my favorite stats from the Steelers this past weekend. TJ Watt. No stats recorded his last 2 games. Played this season.
Shout out to Mike. He brought up a great point. Their last playoff win was against the Jets. How fucking long ago was that? Okay, that the Jets were in the playoffs.
Who was the Jets starting quarterback the last time they were the way they were?
I think their last playoff win was against the Dolphins because Matt Moore was on the team.
Who?
I remember that. Matt Moore for the Dolphins. I remember that. I remember that.
Hey man, they might have one of the longer playoff win droughts in the NFL now that I think about it because the Commanders just won, right?
Yeah. The Dolphins officially have the longest playoff drought in the NFL.
Playoff win drought.
Playoff win drought.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh my God.
I think it's 21 years or something like that.
That's 24. God.
Oh, damn.
2001. Where were you at?
Ooh.
Wait, man. What was it? Beginning of 2001? Dog, this world was different.
Oh man.
That predates TSA being a thing.
Oh,
damn. Yeah. Whoo.
Could you still smoke cigarettes on airplanes back then?
Do whatever you want on the airplane back then, dog. What do you mean? What do you mean, dog? Like George Bush Jr. just became president like a year ago. Like, no, George Bush Jr. wasn't even inaugurated yet. Like, it was still Bill Clinton and that boy. Okay?
You telling me you ain't won a game since before TSA?
Y'all ain't won a game since the Clinton administration. Okay? Hey man, was Jason Taylor even on the team?
I don't even know.
I don't.
Oh God damn! Who was
Hey
on
man,
that?
I love stats like this because we Browns fans, so we can't talk shit a lot, but this shit is crazy.
Hey bro, look. Our last playoff win was in 2021. We ain't got embarrassed. Like that ain't embarrassing. Like, y'all haven't won a playoff game in 3 seasons. Oh, fuck me, dude. Like that don't hurt. Like, but 2001. Woo. Hey, Steelers entered the top 10. They're tied with the Atlanta Falcons. Woo. Woo. Yeah, man. And look, the Steelers lost that playoff game in a way that made you think, hey, something's got to change because it wasn't even competitive. Like, it was like
immediately the Ravens was about to whoop their ass.
Bruh, you could hear it on the broadcast. It was disappointing. They thought they was getting heat.
I don't know why. You should have seen this coming a mile away.
They was just going up. It's Steelers versus the Ravens. It's always a banger, right? It's always a slapper. And they turned that shit on and was like, what? I ain't heard a disappointed reaction like that since Drake dropped Heart Part 6. It was like, what the fuck is this? Okay. What was it? What was it? One of them said, and I quote, "Hey man, the Steelers gonna wake up."
It was Kirk Herbstreit who said it.
Hey, Kirk don't be giving a fuck, bro.
What is this? What is this mid? Like,
oh yeah, I forgot to say my second favorite stat from this game. Shout out Travis. TJ Watt, 0 playoff wins.
Hey, bro.
Zero.
Love to see it. We love to see it.
Hey, man, should he request the trade so he could go to a winner? Motherfuckers. Okay.
Hey, are they wasting TJ Watt's career?
I guess they are, bro, because look, at least Miles got to win. Miles knows what it's like to win a playoff game in Pittsburgh. Does TJ? You salty motherfucker.
Nothing I'm not used to.
What he tweet when he didn't win defensive player of the year?
Nothing I'm not used to.
Nothing I'm not used to. You ain't used to a lot, TJ. You don't win in the playoffs. Now go in your house and play some Drake and be sad all off season. Like, oh yeah. Yeah, and we need to talk about it because I feel like nobody's talked about this enough. Since he had that 20 sack season, which was legitimately a very impressive season if you look at the advanced metrics on it. Not as impressive as the season Miles had that year, but still a very impressive season. Hey man, have you noticed that his like production has dropped off and that advanced metric stuff? Whoo, he is pedestrian at this point.
Not even pedestrian, bro. Bad.
He's been getting shut out. He got shut out against. Wait, I gotta remember, but he has been getting locked up recently. Like it's all bad.
Hey, bro, I'm gonna be real with you. I knew it was over with when Jack Conklin shut him down.
Bro, DeJuan Jones shut him down overweight.
Like when I seen that, I was like, "Oh yeah, bro, this can't be the best in the world." Yo.
Yeah, I don't think we're talking about it enough. But TJ might have one of them quick careers. Right. Meanwhile, Myles Garrett, team ass, still as good as he's ever been. You could argue he was better this year. like, look, I worry about one guy playing until he's 35. I have no worries about Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett gonna be in that bitch at 40, getting 12 sacks. Okay, if he want to.
If he want to,
yeah. Imagine just strong, grown-ass man strength, Myles Garrett. By the way, does it make you feel old when dudes like Roger Rosengarten are clearly running up to Myles Garrett like, yo, bro, I looked up to you growing up?
Hey, Roger wasn't doing that shit to TJ.
Hey, bro, because that ain't his GOAT. He went up to Myles and so you my GOAT shit. He said, I know I'm a nobody. Can I please get that jersey? And Myles was like, nah, kid, nobody's ever a nobody.
That was legitimately a really good moment. Like, that was a great moment.
It's wholesome as hell. It should have happened in Brown's training camp.
You was right about that one. You was right about that one.
Look, I pride myself on the line of scrimmage predictions, okay? Like, when it comes down to no trenches, dog, I usually be right. Like, Perrion Winfrey was wrong because he's a dumbass off the field. But if he would have gotten them pads, dog, and just stopped being stupid, he would have been a good player. I promise you that. But yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, Roger was good, huh?
Hey, you was talking about Roger for like 6 months.
Dog, me and Kyron were both like, dog, you got to draft him.
I was talking about this motherfucker for like 6 months.
We saw this man 2 days at the Senior Bowl whip ass. We like, hey, bro, that dude right there, that man, draft that man.
Mike said, Yaya Diaby. Yeah, you was.
Oh, yeah. Yaya, you know, wanted that. They piss me off sometimes, dog. The Browns made so many bad defensive line selections in years where I'm like, they don't need to. Like, they absolutely don't need to do this. Now, if you ask me about a wide receiver, look, ask Corey Kennedy. He knows more. Okay? Like, Corey Kennedy got that on lock. Okay?
Matthew
Golden, Foots, DB God, right?
Matthew Golden is Corey's guy, by the way.
Yeah. I agree. I defer. Like, Corey can turn that pick in. I trust it. Like, but that O-line, D-line stuff, dog, I know when he got that dog in him. I was looking at Roger. I was like, he played on the right side, left side. Then he played some guard, whipped ass every time, dog. I didn't even know Chop Robinson was going to go in the first round because I saw him just get his ass beat by Roger all week. I'm like, that dude's good. Okay.
Who did Chop Robinson go to?
Miami, right?
Miami.
Yeah. My boy Latu, because I ain't about to try to say that first name again. Yeah, Clamps. Clamps. I was like, he going where? Oh, Roger's a first round pick, man. Like, I was trying to sneak him in the third round. I was like, I ain't gonna be in the third round. Then I found out that the Ravens homies knew about him. I was like, fuck. Like, my friend Sonny was like, we're taking him if he gets to us at 60. I was like, y'all gonna hurt me, man. This shit hurts. That man good. Shut that motherfucker out. But honestly, I don't even know if that's his most impressive game because it's not like TJ Watt's like that anymore, dog. And think about this like this. Cam Hayward had a legitimate first-team All-Pro season this year.
He did.
Preston Smith, they traded for him in the middle of the season. They got Alex Highsmith. He's never had more help. They got what's his name?
Nick Herbig.
No. Oh yeah, Nick Herbig's really good too.
No,
I'm saying they got him linebacker help.
Oh yeah.
They made money for Patrick Queen.
Are you talking about Peyton? You talking about Peyton Wilson?
No, Patrick Queen.
Oh, you talking about Patrick Queen? Okay.
Yeah. They got him linebacker help. They drafted linebackers. He's never been more supported, and he's never been more close to average. People out here talk about, does Trey Henderson deserve to be in the same class as Myles Garrett and TJ Watt? Does TJ deserve to be in the same class as Myles Garrett? Like, no. But Trey Henderson is better than TJ Watt. Right? Straight up. No doubt about it. That is what it is. Yeah. Y'all ready to see TJ get traded high? Because I'm Pittsburgh. I'm selling high. All that hype. Let him win Defensive Player of the Year on some fraud shit. I'm trading.
Ain't TJ up for ain't he up for a contract extension?
I'm not sure. I gotta look.
Pretty soon here. I think next year he will.
I'm about to say, do they have to make the decision now? Because I feel like they might have to make. Do they have to make that decision now?
Nah, they ain't got to make that decision now. Yeah, but when it comes to TJ, I would sell him.
Yeah, that's the stat. Hold up. Shout out, Michael. TJ Watt hasn't recorded a stat in 193 snaps.
That's crazy, bro. Myles Garrett would never.
Like a stat, like no stats at all, no tackles, no nothing.
No pressures.
Has TJ never seen the read option before?
I mean, he used to be better at defending it.
He just literally would just attack the running back, even though the running back clearly didn't have a fucking ball.
Here's what I'm saying. He has lost some athletic ability because he didn't used to do that. He used to be athletic enough to be able to just read it and react. But now he's making these decisions because he knows I got to choose because I can't do both anymore.
Because, hey, you know what? I hate the broadcast. Gonna be like, look at TJ Watt getting down that line. I'm like, bro, the running back don't even got the fucking ball. Lamar's down the field for like 15
Look at the hustle. Look how hard he worked to miss that tackle.
What are you talking about?
It'd be crazy.
Lamar just get a first down. You talk about how TJ
Bruh, he is being put on Myles Garrett's level just off pure glaze. It's crazy. Like, that is the only reason it's just like him, Myles, and then just straight up Glaze is elevating his profile to the same level as Myles Garrett. Why you think Myles Garrett's so frustrated? Because he's like, yeah, man, 2 years ago I wasn't that mad because he was hooping. But this TJ, y'all acting like this TJ is better than me? Man, stop playing with me or else I'm going to get a trade so they stop forgetting. Okay?
Okay, this is the last year of TJ's deal. Hey, look, the Steelers don't like to pay nobody either.
Hey, bro, trade him. If he wins Defensive Player of the Year and somebody's like, we'll give up 3 first-round picks to have that man, that influence in our locker room. Okay, bro, do it.
He not winning Defensive Player of the Year this year.
He didn't even make first team All Pro this year.
There's no chance he wins Defensive Player of the Year.
If he does, I lose faith in the system.
No, they wouldn't do that because eventually, like, hey, these writers got to look at these stats before they make these votes. Like,
that usually, because remember last year, it was like TJ's the favorite. And then these writers look at the numbers and go, there's no way we can give him the award, dog.
And he was significantly worse. He was significantly worse this year than he was last year.
He has been worse than he's been in 2021, progressively and significantly. His last 2 seasons are like the worst 2 seasons of his career.
Like, come on.
Bro, he's played so bad. People watch Jack Sawyer like that's the same thing as TJ Watt. And I'm like, that just speaks to the athleticism that he has lost in the last couple of years.
Hey.
And no disrespect to Jack Sawyer, his comp is clearly though Sam Hubbard. Right?
That's what I've been saying. That's what I've been saying.
Yeah.
Like,
that's just, but the fact that people are like, this guy who moves like Sam Hubbard reminds me of TJ Watt, be telling you the truth, right? Because TJ Watt been moving like Sam Hubbard, okay? Like the last couple of years. But yeah, like, oh yeah, get a hustle dude like that. I wouldn't mind getting that in the 3rd round for sure. Or he's probably gonna go 2nd round though, right?
He's probably gonna go 2nd round, especially if they
you get a moment like that, coaches gonna love you. He is the exact type of player coaches love.
Yeah, he's gonna go 2nd round just because they're gonna win the title. And once you win it, well, I don't want to jinx it, but if they win the title,
y'all winning the title, bro. Riley Leonard is not about to be a national champion. Like,
Oh, I'm not worried about that offense. That defense is legit though. Like that Notre Dame defense is legit.
I was watching Notre Dame play against Penn State, and I was like, "Hey, man, do we not realize that these two teams are quarterbacked by the same guy?"
Oh yeah, I like how all the Drew Aller stuff immediately died after that game. Like
it was.
I've been trying to tell people about that. Like that Penn State Ohio State game this past season, that wasn't a red flag for some people.
He is just young, and I think he needs to leave Penn State. Is my hot take, but he's clearly not. They're clearly trying to run it back because they feel like they could have won a national championship this year, so they're going to do that. But I think he needs to leave Penn State because I think just like they do so much that makes him worse at quarterback too.
I mean, I tweeted out I think he should have entered the transfer portal, but the thing is, I don't know where he would go. Honestly,
Ohio State.
I'm about to say he could go to Ohio State. How bad you really want to be a Brown, son? How bad you really want to be a Brown?
For real. That would be the part. Hey, you want to throw to wide receivers? Hey, Jeremiah Smith. Yeah. Like Ohio State gonna be looking for a quarterback, right? So because then the last guy they had, the freshman they had, did he just leave in the portal?
Aaron Nolan, yeah.
Aaron Nolan. Okay, we just naming these kids anything, dog. Yeah, Air. How do you even like discipline a child named Air? Air, come here. Like, don't make me beat your ass, Air. Like you got to come up with a whole new name, dog. Air. That's not a name, no.
Hey, Curtis. Who's the other quarterback they got? Saying?
They got Julian Sayin and they got Tavian St. Clair that's going to be coming in after this year. Not next season.
Somebody just corrected me. They said his birth name is Prentice with 2 S's. Gen Z, dog. Gen Z is having kids. Like, no, that's our generation, dog. That's some millennial shit to put 2 S's at the end. Yeah, like who the fuck puts 2 S's at the end of their name? Curtis, like, who does that shit?
Curtis trying not to laugh.
Like, he knows what's going on. Who the fuck does that? What is going on, Prentice? Prentice is a good discipline name, though. It does flip. Because, like, if his name's Air, we usually call him Air. Prentice Nolan the Third? Oh, yeah, you know you in trouble. Like,
hey, I ain't gonna lie. Prentice with 2 S's is black on paper.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh, yeah.
I'm glad he's good at football. Okay.
Yeah, I know what you are, buddy.
Just call me Air. Okay. Yeah, buddy, you're not hiding.
Yeah, that's. Oh man. Oh,
yeah. Yeah. Truth on that. But do you want to talk about Ohio State, Notre Dame here?
Oh yeah, no, yeah, we got to talk about. First of all, we got to talk about Texas. We got to talk about Texas.
Can we talk about Quinn Ewers being the worst quarterback I've ever seen get this far in his college career?
He's not good, bro. He is not good. Listen,
how was he ever like Curtis? Can you explain to me? Because I think you follow this a little bit more to me. How the fuck was he a 5-star like #1 recruit coming out?
I have no idea. I mean, judging from who I went to school with back because he lives in Texas, so he knows a lot about the high school football scene. They said dude was hooping when he was at the schools that he was at, and then once the NIL came up, he decided to reclassify and go to Ohio State. And for some reason, he didn't feel comfortable there. He was kind of homesick, and then he decided to come back to Texas. I'm like, well, it was kind of weird at first. I'm like, I understand why he did it, but when he left, I'm like, is he really that good? Was he actually going to get a chance to start over CJ when CJ eventually left? I'm like, I don't know. Then, of course, when he started at Texas, I'm like, he's okay. His arm strength is not as good as everyone expects. It's just, I don't know. It's just
right. His arm strength is insufferable. Like, did he have a shoulder injury or something at some point in his college career? Because I watch him throw the ball, And I'm like, he is in a dome right now, and that shit is drifting.
He's not good, man. I said this before the game. If they were starting Arch, I'd be way more concerned if I was Ohio State.
And what is Todd Beckman? You remember the Todd Beckman year where Ohio State had Terrell Pryor, and they refused to put Terrell Pryor in full time. They only brought in Terrell Pryor on some gimmick shit, and they got their ass beat by LSU in the national championship game because of it. Because Tressel wanted to run with seniority, and give his guy Todd a shot. And I'm like, see, this is Stark built his team on loyalty and going against the grain, and we gonna go with our guys. But he got to stand on business. He can't stand it on business. Be rocking with Quinn. And look, man, I'm not sure if he's even going to declare for the draft. Don't he got eligibility left?
Yeah.
I think he might have already declared. Let me see, because I know during the interview he said, "Oh, he's probably going to." He says he's likely going to declare. I'm like, I don't know, buddy. I don't know if you should do that.
He shouldn't.
You
absolutely should go back to school. You can't go back to Texas, obviously.
He's gonna make more money in school than he is in the pros.
Absolutely.
Because I'm about to put up his 24/7 profile about.
Because I know they were talking about him potentially going back to Ohio State. I was like, no.
No, we good.
No, we good.
You gonna run Jeremiah Smith on curls?
We are good.
This was the scouting report from 24/7 Sports. Good height with a plus frame, pro-style QB with athleticism and mobility that qualify for a dual threat label. Elite improvisationalist QB who can extend plays and remain accurate on the move. Throws with the smooth, easy delivery and various arm angles that needed. And the guy who wrote this, Gabe Brooks, he said he reminds him of Phillip Rivers, which is, I don't go that far.
Phillip.
That's what he said. That's what Gabe Brooks
said. That arm strength can look different in high school than it do in the pro and do it in college, right? Like,
not with that arm, he don't remind me of Phillip Rivers.
I have to imagine something happened to his shoulder. Like,
Phillip fucking Rivers.
Yeah, where did he get this thing about the arm angles? Did he used to whip it from different arm angles? Because I ain't seen that.
I didn't see that in the highlights that were posted.
Man, I ain't seen none of that shit that was described to me just now. I ain't seen none of that at all. None of that.
Sometimes he puts a nice little touch on the ball. Like, I'll give him that. Sometimes he throws a nice little corner ball, and I'm like, okay, that was nice, right? Like, sometimes he drops it in the bucket a little bit over the middle of the field. But he's just inaccurate.
This last part he said, future impact high major starter with long-term potential to be taken high in the NFL draft. Not anymore. That's failed.
Everything that got described to me kind of sounds like Arch Manning. What are we talking about? Quinn sucks. He's not good.
Yeah, man. Who do Ohio State choose over him? CJ Stroud?
Yeah. For good reason.
Right choice right there. But yeah, I will take this time to be like, all right, Ryan Day, you win this round.
Not yet. We got one more day.
You got to the national championship. We're not going to be vindicated. We're not going to be like, oh, you only got to the national championship in a year when we all thought you was going to get eliminated like the second round. Like, yeah, I'm not about to.
You win this round. I'm not giving him that.
Okay, so this is your Cliff Kingsbury Hill. I respect it. It's
not even Cliff Kingsbury Hill. I'm just being real. You've beaten Tennessee, you've beaten Oregon, and you've beaten Texas.
Yeah.
If you lose to fucking Notre Dame,
come on, that's right.
If you lose to fucking Notre Dame in the national championship game, I will never forgive you. I will never forget. You
just read off the gauntlet that he had to get through. You like
exactly, yeah, the gauntlet, and you get to the easiest game, and you about to lose now. You about to lose now for real?
Notre Dame's not easier than beating Tennessee.
Okay, my fault. Second easiest game.
Notre Dame's good, but I don't think they're like tough to beat. Their cornerbacks, which I think PFF put out, that said they're good in man coverage. I'm like. I wouldn't go that far.
We gonna find out.
Put him in man coverage versus Jeremiah Smith and see if that's a good fucking idea. I don't even think man coverage versus him in the pros is a good idea.
The only
him and Ibuka. Go ahead, do it, please.
Because I'm about to pull up their depth chart right now.
By the way, I just want to talk about Marcus for a minute here. How y'all ain't see that man was clearly half Korean?
Yeah, man. When they did the close up in the interview, I was like,
I was like, I clocked out. I remember the first time I saw him, like, oh, he looked just like his Korean mama. And then I think Curtis was on the show, and I guess he didn't believe me when I said that man was black and Korean. And then he saw the picture. He was like, oh.
yeah, I was like, oh. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, bro. And he's super Korean. Like, his mama got him in a picture with, like, the gown and shit. Like, my mama was not that Asian, bro. Like I was not doing that. So, yeah. Shout out to Marcus. I just want to know, what branch of the military was your father in? I'm guessing Air Force. He seemed like an Air Force man to me. Y'all on the internet, look into that, man. See if y'all can find an answer. But I know your daddy was in it, was in the armed forces. Okay, like
your dad was in
the Navy.
He's Navy. Okay.
Yeah. Navy. Japan. That's Navy. The running joke in the black and Japanese community. And look, if you are not in the community, I don't need y'all making these jokes. Okay, don't make it hot. But in the black and Japanese, the black and Asian community is, we know who the dad is, and also he was probably in the military. I've never run into another, and I've met a lot, right, that did not have that specific combo. Let me run into somebody who's like, nah, my mama's black. What? Whoa! That shit will blow my mind. I ain't never ran into it before. It's usually the dad's the brother, and the dad was in the military. And we all got very similar backgrounds. Okay.
They said chat saying Air Force, by the way.
Air Force? Come on, dog. Like, this is a science at this point. We are a very disciplined bunch. But yeah, Marcus Freeman. Shout out to Marcus Freeman. I will be rooting for you to accomplish what no other black coach has done, or Asian coach, right?
Or Asian coach,
yeah. Oh God, we gonna have that conversation again.
What conversation?
Remember the conversation they was having in October about could you be black and could you be an Asian person? Yeah, bro. I'm not looking forward to that if he wins. But shout out to my mans. Hopefully he wins. Look, I get it. Ohio State, my dad, I'll be happy for him. I can't lose here, right? Either I get a win for the diaspora or I get a win for the people back home. So
I'm not going to respond the way I initially wanted to respond to that, but I will respond by saying, go LSU. Go Buckeyes. Go Buckeyes.
Look, man, Colb, you winning either way.
Yeah.
Everybody, we win it either way, dog. Okay.
Yeah, but one situation.
Damn, man, you not going.
One situation.
You more of an Ohio State fan than a black man, Colb? Is that what you say?
I didn't say that.
You 60% Ohio State is what you're saying.
All I'm saying is there are plenty of black men who are on the roster at Ohio State that I am also supporting and rooting for.
Ooh. Oh, on the roster. It ain't nothing for a black man to win a national championship as a player. What you talking about? No, who's on the coaching staff, Cole?
Listen. I'm not about to sit here and act like I wouldn't be happy for Marcus. I would be very happy for Marcus.
You just said you would want to fire Ryan Day if he loses this game.
I will want to fire Ryan Day if he loses this game.
Which the optics on that would be crazy.
Get this far and lose to fucking Notre Dame. Don't ever show up in my program. I don't want to see his face.
Hey, it is wild though that the first black coach to win a national championship might do it at Notre Dame. Okay,
that is crazy.
That is wild when you think about it.
It's wild when you really think about it.
It is insane. Hey, imagine going back to 1960 and letting somebody know that that's what's going to go down.
Oh man, it would not have went over well.
Oh, you don't think it would have been popular?
I don't think it would have been popular at all.
You don't think they would have been fans of their progressive choices?
No. At Notre Dame?
Hey, where would have it gone over worse, Notre Dame or Alabama? Because look, I will make the argument. I think a 1960s Alabama fan would be absurdly racist, but also they want to win.
I was about to say low key, I feel like Alabama might handle it better.
Well, shit, you said we won, right?
Let me tell you something.
Who we beat? Right?
It's all about the goddamn Tide. Let me tell you.
Who we beat? That's gonna be the question. Who we beat? Because if you beat somebody for the North, they could care less who coached that team.
Listen,
let you beat USC. Okay.
I'm not saying we gotta like it, but I am saying we win it.
but Notre Dame fans might feel differently on that one. But we talk about back in the 60s, man. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens. Shout out to Marcus. Look, I don't know about you, but I'm winning either way.
Yes, you are absolutely winning either way.
I'm gonna be happy at the end. Okay.
You'll be fine no matter how it goes down.
I'll be like, you know what? Maybe I do want to get into coaching. I'm inspired.
You're gonna leave inspired. That's crazy.
Inspired, yeah. Be in the mirror. He's just like me.
That's crazy.
Even though I don't know if you know, but the beef the Koreans and Japanese folk have is
I'm very aware, actually.
It is only a we situation in the United States. Okay. Like,
I'm actually unbelievably aware.
Woo! Woo! That is a 3-hour YouTube video that you will never unwatch.
No, you know what? You know how I found out? Because there was all these black girls getting that rising sun tattoo tatted on. And I'm like,
I've been trying to tell people for a while, like you.
I was like, it's like, do you know what that fucking means? I was like,
and then they get that tattoo, they cosplay in Korea. Hey, that ain't gonna go over well. Okay.
I said this. I was like, hey, if you ever go to Korea and they see that, whatever happens to you happens to you. Just know that you deserved it.
I remember my dad let me know. He was like, hey, bro, if you ever get into Japanese media, the bad guy's last name is always Yoshida. It has nothing to do with you. Right? Yoshida is like the Johnson amongst Japanese people. It's a very common last name. And yeah. Because he used to watch Kung Fu movies back in the day. And the bad guy was always Yoshida. Look, the Japanese was doing some wild shit before World War II, man. And they pissed off the whole region. Okay.
Yeah, so somebody on Twitter was like, hey, man, the Japanese, that anime rebrand fooled.
Look, they made the PlayStation, they made the Nintendo, and then they dropped anime, and everybody was like, "Oh, cute and cuddly." We don't look into anything that happened before 1944. Okay, like, everybody just talk about Japan like it just started when Nintendo started. Like, most successful rebrand since 2 Chainz. Okay, that and 2 Chainz are the most successful rebrands in human history. Because, man, I remember when I learned my history, I was like, oh my God. And my mom from there, dog, they teach you that history with just straight, like, it's just like, yeah, we did this with great shame. Like, there is no getting around it. Okay.
Hold on. With great shame.
With great shame.
It's crazy.
With great shame. You're not allowed to smile, crack no jokes. Nah, you just gotta learn what happened. Okay. Like, that's
real though. That's real.
One time I was watching a podcast and they was like, yeah, when I found out that Koreans and Japanese people had beef, he was at a sleepover and the Korean grandma was like, he gotta go. And he went in the car. He was crying because he got kicked out the sleepover. And his parents were like, what happened? And he was like, the mom said I have to go. And the parents found out that the grandmother was Korean. And he was like, I couldn't believe what my parents said. But they were like, yeah, I understand. That is how much they was wilding. Like, wilding. Yeah. Yeah. Now, it's not like that everywhere in Japan, but my mom was one of them people who was going to let me know what their history was. Okay? Like,
cool.
Yeah. But yeah. I don't know how we got here, but shout out to Marcus, man. We about to do this, right? I'm about to be the most shameless bandwagon fan. I was like, yeah, let's go Ohio State. After talking shit for like a month, or hey man, always been a fan of Marcus.
Ray Rag said we compare Titty Boy to pre-World War II Japan.
Name me two better rebrands. Okay.
Joe Budden?
Nah, because people still don't like Joe Budden, but he's just more successful. Snoop Dogg.
Oh yeah, greatest rebrand ever.
Snoop Dogg, right? Hey, to a point, Dr. Dre's getting away with a lot. Okay,
Mr. Murder was the case that they gave me, and now he is a corporate walking corporate sponsorship.
Snoop Dogg is so iconic. He walk around wear the same outfit every day. Nobody says nothing about it.
What you gonna say to Snoop?
Mm-hmm. Like he's the one person Kendrick threw a little bit of shade at. Everybody's like, "Come on, Kendrick." Come on, man. Not Unc. Not Uncle Snoop.
Oh,
yes.
Lord.
Yes.
Oh,
Snoop Dogg, who once stood trial for murder. Okay.
Alleged.
Well, I said stood trial for murder. Right?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I did not say he is a murderer because it was proven that he wasn't. But yes, this man who once stood trial for murder, who was the scariest man on the planet, according to the people who grew up in that era, is now everybody's uncle. Okay. Him and Shannon Sharp. Okay. America's unks. Right? Crazy work by Snoop Dogg. Like, I remember when my dad was like, it's crazy people only associate him with smoking weed. Now nobody even care about that part. Like, my man called himself Snoop Lion in the mid 2000s. We just forgot. Like,
we just accepted it. We're like, all right.
Yeah, guess he makes that music. Like,
Snoop want to be a lion. Snoop could be a lion.
Mm-hmm. Truly. But where are we at? Where are we at on the show? Because we got lost. Curtis, steer us back.
Curtis just be letting us go on a tangent.
I know.
Like, you know what? Who cares?
Now they talk about Snoop Lion.
I mean, we could talk about the wild card games. A couple of them went down. We could talk about Justin Herbert and how that performance was very.
He's going to be slanderous on that young man.
Oh, I can't defend him for that. That was awful.
Hey, man, that's the kind of performance that make people talk shit about you permanently.
I was like, we might have to have that conversation about Herbo, bro. I done see you get walked down by Trevor Lawrence.
Oh my goodness. Hey, nah, Cole, because I remember you was making pleas for that, right? we was copping pleas for that. And I remember saying vividly, that was the Jaguars, dog. He got walked down by the Jaguars. I can never.
When it happened once, I'm like, okay, I'm giving grace. But after that performance, might just be who you are.
Hey, bro. It might not even be who he is. It's just the fucking Chargers. Okay. Like, does this happen anywhere else but Los Angeles? Well, but with the Chargers.
No, the chargering is a real thing.
Yes. I remember, I think I tweeted out like 5 minutes into the game. I'm like, oh, the Chargers about to charge so hard. You could just smell the chargering at the beginning of this game. I think they like fumbled something early on. Like, oh yeah, they're fucked. Like this is not a Chargers team that's serious.
Real quick.
And they got Jim Harbaugh out there, who we forget before he won that national championship was kind of famous for the same type of stuff. Throwing a fade ball to Michael Crabtree when you got the best rushing attack in the NFL in 2014.
Real quick. I do want to say one thing. Quentin Johnston is the worst wide receiver I've ever seen in my life.
He is the most frustrating wide receiver I've ever seen. Like, he drops these balls. It's like he's trying to like get maximum frustration out of you. Because look, Quentin Johnston will do some shit like this. Oh shit. Oh, now I dropped it. And it's like, bro, just drop it the first time. Like,
did you see on that 3rd and 2 when this motherfucker ran a 1-yard route.
And he dribbled the ball on his chest like a heartbeat and then fell on it and dropped it.
I was like, hey, bro, throw the ball to Lad. Don't throw the ball to nobody else.
Sometimes Quentin Johnston tries to catch the ball and it look like Omarion dancing in music videos. Just oops, 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 oops.
I was like, get this dude the fuck out of here, bro.
But he's so talented, you gotta throw him that shit. That's the thing. He is the most fun because like he be open.
He be open, but you can't trust it.
His hands are so bad. They have no reason being this bad.
It's like watching Greg Little.
It is. It's like watching Greg Little.
But at least Greg Little had the decency to only drop the passes down the field, right? Like Quentin Johnston be dropping shit right here, bro. Like he be dropping shit. Kadarius Toney got fired for dropping. Like literally, what 2 unders? That wasn't that what Kadarius Toney got fired for dropping the passes for in Kansas City?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, bro. And at least Kadarius had the decency to just drop it one time, man. He wasn't out here just juggling that shit and like, nah, I ain't gonna catch it. Gotcha. Like, he be going to the huddle, psych. You thought I was gonna catch that one, didn't you?
But come on, man.
Yeah, Quentin Johnston is definitely the most frustrating quarterback in the world. Who put Justin Herbert is the NBA, the NFL equivalent of James Harden?
No,
come on, man. We all know that's the boy in Buffalo, Josh Allen.
I can't even say that because Josh be hooping in the playoffs. He just be going up against Pat. That should just not be happening.
Nah. He don't be hooping all the time. Stop that. Like sometimes Josh be out there not hooping. This has happened a couple of times where Josh is not hooped. One time he didn't hoop, but Lamar didn't hoop harder, so he won. Like, he didn't hoop versus Cincinnati. Remember that one?
Oh no, he played bad. He played bad.
No.
Yeah, he was awesome.
Sometimes he hooped. He hooped that one game versus Kansas City. Absolutely hooped. But like his other divisional round performances, some not hooping. Okay, some severe not hooping on that resume.
Unfortunately, if somebody's gonna get the James Harden tag. Unfortunately, he fighting it. It's his last chance to really fight it.
Who, Josh Allen?
No, Lamar. It's his last chance to fight the James Harden tag.
The Bills Ravens game is giving me Lakers Celtics vibes from the 80s. Y'all can't deny that. Lakers Celtics vibes from the 80s.
Oh, it's gonna be a crazy. It's gonna be a crazy game. It's gonna be a crazy game. Crazy game.
Who's gonna be Pat's rival? And I'm here to tell you, dog, Lamar is so much better. Like, he is. I was watching Jayden Daniels. And I was like, I got a whole new level of appreciation for Lamar because, like, Jayden's really good. But they be running some of the same plays Lamar be running. I'm like, the ease in which Lamar makes this seem, like, and how difficult this feels like it is for Jayden Daniels. Lamar's just really good, bro.
And if we want to be real, Lamar Jackson was the best quarterback in the NFL this past season.
I don't think that's debatable. I think he was. He had 800 plus rushing yards and he threw for 4,000 yards and he only had 4 turnovers or 4 interceptions.
4 interceptions, only 4 interceptions.
Yeah. Now this will be the battle to be who we don't take seriously in the playoffs anymore. Because I'm gonna be honest, the reason I think Josh Allen is more James Harden, because I've never seen a team that felt more like the Philadelphia 76ers did in the middle of those like Joel Embiid days where it's like, oh yeah, they're gonna get to the second round. They got a rival in the second round. It's like, bro, they got a rivalry with the second round. Okay. Like, what you mean? Like, oh, he just ran into Kawhi that one year. Oh, he just ran into Giannis that one year. They won it all. It's like, yeah, you always running into somebody. You ain't never who somebody run into.
Damn.
I mean, is it not facts? Like,
it's facts. I'm just saying. Damn.
Like, why you ain't never who the Chiefs ran into? Like,
I'm just saying, man. If you look at some of Lamar's like postseason, like the postseason stats and stuff, I was like, yeah, man, you feeling kind of James-ish to me.
Him and Josh Allen both have those bad numbers.
But the thing is, Lamar got the regular season accolades.
Yeah,
That's why it's like, oh yeah. It hurt.
Now,
it hurt
I would
more.
say Lamar feels more like Peyton Manning to me,
He might be.
which is hilarious because like I couldn't imagine two more different play styles. But yeah, that's what Lamar feel like to me is Peyton Manning, whereas like he is the statistical guy, but he is not the playoff win guy. That's definitely Pat Mahomes. And shout out to Drew Brees, the homie Joe Burrow. Right, might get one.
Hey, you fuck
Might
around,
get one. Hey, look, at the end of Joe Burrow's career, we're gonna be like, damn, he got that record. Like,
hey, if we do the Drew Brees comparison, you might get one with your second team.
hey.
you might get one with your second team. You know what I'm saying?
It looks likely. Okay.
Might get one with your second team. Who knows?
Hey,
Who
bro.
knows?
You know, but Josh Allen has crazy per game stats in the postseason.
Yeah, he does. His per game stats in the postseason.
Yeah, but Josh Allen also be taking like 40-yard sacks in the worst possible time in these postseason games. And then we don't talk about the fact that he did that. It was like that was probably part of the reason they had to
Let me actually look them up because I know his postseason numbers are crazy.
Lamar's postseason numbers aren't terrible.
Let me see.
People act like he got a negative touchdown interception ratio. Bro, we watched these games. We've never watched we've watched like 2 Josh Allen playoff games and we're like, oh man, he's like that in the playoffs.
Ooh, hold on.
A lot of them numbers were in the first round.
2,995 yards, 23 touchdowns, 4 picks, and 11. Yeah, man. I'm sorry you hooping.
What about Lamar? Hold on, wait.
He leave me hooping, dog. Come on.
23
and 4? 23 and 4.
I mean, those good numbers.
Man,
In the first
great
round?
numbers. That's great.
In the
numbers.
first
Come
round,
on.
you know, those solid numbers in the first round. What are you doing in the second round, though?
Let me see. Man, his only real like bad, like straight up
Lamar's playoff numbers stink.
I'm telling you, bro. If anybody getting a James Harden tag, it's Lamar. Josh's only bad postseason was in 2022.
8 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Lamar, what the fuck do you be doing?
You know what I'm saying, bro? Lamar's playoff stats are not good, bro.
Hey, all right, Lamar, you got to hoop, bro.
8 touchdowns, yeah, I was right, bro. I was right, man. So, hey, Josh be cooking in the playoffs. Lamar, no.
Yeah, he don't even be doing that shit in the first round, bro. That's the bad part.
I told you, Josh be cooking.
At least Josh be getting you in the first round for sure.
Josh be cooking in the playoffs, dog.
Yeah, 3 like these bad numbers, Lamar.
That's what I'm saying, bro. This game means way more. This game means way more to Lamar than it does to Josh. Like Lamar need this. Hey
man, to Lamar's credit, last 3 years in 3 games is not super impressive, but what? 1, 2, 5, 6, 7 touchdowns, one turnover.
Yeah, Lamar needs this one.
Yeah, he do.
Lamar needs this one.
He do. Absolutely does. Baker may be our Drew Brees.
Baker may be a Brees. Joe's Phil Rivers.
That's just because he's short and white. Stop it.
Baker. Who would Baker be in this?
Baker is like Jay Cutler if he gave a fuck about football. Who was the most fun quarterback of that era?
Ooh,
because he's fun. Like Ryan Fitzpatrick on steroids.
I feel like he's. Is he Tony Romo?
Nah, he puts up better numbers than Tony Romo. I want to say it's almost like somewhat like Ben, because Ben had a lot of interceptions back in the day.
Nah, I can't say he's bad, man.
But if you get an elite wide receiver there, he's gonna put up numbers.
I'm trying to think of QBs who were fun but didn't win.
Let me look up QBR.
That's why I went to Tony, because I was like Tony was fun and he would do some fun things, but he never won. Like they never won.
Bro, I've never had fun watching Tony Romo play football. I don't know.
Man, Tony was do some crazy shit. Somebody said Alex. Nah, he not Alex Smith to me.
What about Carson Palmer?
Ooh, I like that one.
Carson Palmer.
I like Carson Palmer. I like that one.
Even though the body size can't be any more different.
Right? No, just talk about how they play. Just talk about how they play. Like Carson Palmer, I can see that.
Carson Palmer. It feels like Carson Palmer. I tend to think like I don't think Jay Cutler's a terrible comp for him, but like he clearly gives a fuck more than Jay Cutler did. So like there's a little bit of a boost there. But like if you've ever wondered, hey man, what if Jay Cutler cared? It's Baker Mayfield. Because what Jay Cutler once had a year where he threw 26 interceptions. Okay.
Oh, Q, we got to talk about the game yesterday. Let's talk about the game yesterday.
Oh, Sam Darnold price coming down to reality.
Yeah, we might be in that thing now. Might be in that thing.
Hey, it needed to happen. It needed to happen. I saw the prices people talk about with Sam Darnold. I'm like, y'all done lost y'all fucking mind.
Man, people talk about like 35, 30.
No, man, people was talking about 50.
Like, I was like, ooh.
People was talking about 4 years, 200.
Nah. Price of the brick going all the way down.
Let me tell you. I'll give you 10 guaranteed. Everything else you're gonna have to earn, young man. Okay. You can sign a 2-year deal if you want, but I'm just gonna tell you, it's gonna be 20 guaranteed over 2. Okay. I ain't giving you a cent more than that. We can make this shit go up to 30 incentively. Okay. But 10's guaranteed. All right. 10 is guaranteed. Also means he's going to hit free agency, which is not good news if you try to trade that pick, because one team's going to be out of quarterback. 2 teams are going to be out of quarterback with free agency, right? Because Kirk Cousins, Sam Darnold, they're going to sign somewhere. Somebody's going to sign them and be like, man, it's a quarterback for this year. So, and look, the Browns are signing one of them.
Hey, listen. Sign Sam. If I got to pick between one or 2, sign Sam.
I prefer Sam because he's younger, but I would say this. Here's the thing with Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is never as good as you think Kirk Cousins is. He's also never as bad as people pile on with Kirk Cousins, right? Like, that's what happens with Kirk. Kirk will play like shit. People will pile on and say he's ass, and then nobody. It's like what's going on with Dak right now. People acting like Dak's worse than playing Deshaun Watson right now. No, it's not. Like, but he just doesn't have a favorable public opinion right now. So if you sign Kirk Cousins, you put him in Kevin's offense, he'll be better than what he was in Atlanta.
Dog, 18 touchdowns, 16 picks.
Yeah. That's what happens when you have Kirk Cousins out there trying to do it all after an Achilles injury. Like,
I'm trying to see like his attempts, like oh man, versus Tampa Bay, they had him throw the ball 58 times.
Yes, because they game win like triple overtime or something, like the double overtime.
58 times.
Yes, you get him. Like, if you get him in a system with Kevin, he'll look better. How much better? I don't know, but he'll look way better than he did in not way better, but better than he did in Atlanta. He'll be back to like 25 touchdowns, 13 interceptions.
Man, that's
Sam Darnold probably get you something similar, but he'll be able to do it for a couple of years. Yeah.
Go give me Sam, please. Please go give me Sam.
Someone said, is he going to be like Alex Smith? He's not remotely going to be as good as Alex Smith. Okay. Whoa.
I think they were talking about Baker.
Oh, Baker? No, He's not Alex Smith. Alex Smith was super reliable at the end of his career. Okay.
Yeah. I was about to say, there you go.
Yeah, at the end of his career. The career path is similar, though. So I see where you're coming from there. It's just once Alex Smith became reliable, he was never going to throw 3 interceptions in a game. Or at least I don't think he did.
Yeah, that was in terms of Baker, is what he's talking about.
Yeah.
But go get me Sam, man, because the Vikings looked like straight up frauds the last 2 weeks. Straight up.
Why do we do this with the Vikings all the time? This is not the first time they have sold us this kind of shit before. Like, remember, was it a couple seasons ago they lost to Daniel Jones in the playoffs? Everybody was like, they won like 12 games or something like that, and then they lost in the first round, and nobody was surprised that they lost to Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones is on the Minnesota Vikings roster, isn't he?
Because he's gonna back up he's gonna back up JJ next year.
JJ, yeah.
Yeah. So they're gonna move on to JJ. They're gonna have him back him up. And then only thing with the Vikings is like, hey man, Kevin O'Connell, he be putting some devil magic on these quarterbacks. Because people was talking about signing Josh Dobbs to a big deal at some point last year. You remember that shit?
Yeah, unfortunately I remember it.
Yeah, so I mean, Kirk, Sam Darnold. Look, if Kevin get to say he probably gonna go Kirk. But I think he will understand the youth argument there. But yeah, man. The Browns screaming loud as they going back to that old thing. And if they can't get Sam, if somebody like I can see the Raiders, since they got the 6th pick, being like, we need to drop a bag on Sam Darnold or the Giants because they don't want to trade up.
Oh, I could absolutely see the Giants doing it.
Yeah. The Giants or the Raiders being like, we're going to drop a bag on Sam Darnold and do that. And then, somebody going to get Kirk Cousins. I think it's probably going to be the Browns. If the Browns want him, he'll probably be a Brown. But then, you got 2 teams looking for quarterback.
Honestly, I think if the Browns want to get Sam, they'll get Sam.
I think the price matters. I would hope the price matters.
I was about to say, I don't know if Andrew Berry cares about that.
I'm gonna need that price to matter for Sam, man. If you want to give him a bunch of money and incentives, cool. Because if he plays out them incentives, I ain't got a problem with that.
I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? If it's just a 2-year deal, you know what I'm saying? If it's a 2-year deal, AB might be like, we can give you.
If it's a 2-year deal, that must tell me that they feel like Deshaun Watson fucked that Achilles up water skiing or something like that.
If it's a 2-year deal and then we'll give you a little extra, you know what I'm saying? Sam gonna take that. He has to after these last 2 weeks. He has to.
Yeah, with the same kind of offense that he was in Minnesota. I bet they're recommending Cleveland to him.
Yeah, people forget the Vikings and the Browns have a real connection. So
their GM came from Cleveland and Kevin Stefanski was on Minnesota for 13 years.
Yeah. So they're probably if you're going to go somewhere, you should probably go here.
You ain't even got to learn new terminology, brother.
Honestly, you should actually go there. It actually makes a ton of sense.
Kirk Cousins was punching air. Damn it. He probably tried to run up the price, dog.
We're good. We're good, Kirk. Go do what you do.
Hey, man.
Enjoy Las Vegas.
Hey, don't underestimate the Browns' penchant to sign Sam Darnold and Kirk Cousins. Okay? Do not underestimate that they might look, bruh. We're gonna have a competition. Let the price get down to Sam Darnold. We can get him on a 1-year deal. Yeah, they might do it. they might bring in that comp.
I cannot wait to see the quarterback room for 2025 and compare it to the quarterback room of 2024.
It's gonna look like a Drake concert.
It's gonna look drastically different.
It's gonna look like a plain white tee concert.
From Deshaun Watson, DTR, and Jameis Winston to Sam Darnold, Kirk Cousins, and
Will Howard, baby.
Will Howard and Jackson Dart.
Gentrification is coming, dog.
Oh man.
They took out the bodega, replaced it with the Whole Foods in that quarterback room.
We done put a Starbucks. We done put a Starbucks in the locker room.
Oh yeah, coffee bean and tea leaf, brother. What the fuck are all these smoothie places?
Oh man,
yeah, they know that. Look, that room being gentrified when you don't even recognize some of the stores that are opening up near that quarterback room. What is an Avia? Okay. Why the fuck are there 8 massage places here? I ain't even mean it like that.
I still don't think we allowed to have massage places.
Hey, he ain't gonna be in the building.
Oh man. Oh Lord.
Hey Curtis, can you put the super chat on screen?
Yeah, I can. So this is from Ray Rag. So not speculating here, but a report I saw they're investigating to see how DW rolled his ankle since he posted all those videos without a boot on. They seem like they are frustratingly done with him.
They've been done with him in October.
They've been telling you for months. It's been over.
Yeah, they've been done with him after that Commanders game. I'm assuming that's when they were done with him.
I want to be a fly on the wall on that was Sunday evening because that was a Sunday at 1:00 game. They got back to the facility probably at night. So they got in the morning, did film study, film review, probably on the flight over. I want to know what that first class area where the coaching staff said. What was the thoughts on that when they downloaded that shit to the Surface tablet, started reviewing it on that flight back? Yeah, it was just as bad as we thought. Ken was just silent watching that shit. He's like, wow, I'm about to lose my job.
Bro. It was literally only a select few people who was fighting this shit, man. Everybody else in the world saw it for what it was, bro.
Well, I think there was like a push by the national people because they were like, he's still under contract. He's going to play, right? And I understand why somebody who has not been closely to this team would think that. But anybody who's been paying close attention to this team recognized you can't go past that game and think that anything's about to happen there, right? And that's just what it was. Like, he played so poorly, so frequently, because remember, he had the Dallas game on his neck. He had the New York Giants game. We forget how much he sucked in that New York Giants game.
Mm-hmm. Like he started that game with throwing a touchdown pass, and it literally got terrible from there.
Like, yeah, I was so confused. Like, how do you go from throwing a touchdown pass to just playing like garbage for the rest of the game?
Hey, look, I was watching Texas. And I was like, oh, yeah, I know what that is. When I saw one of their wide receivers react to a ball, I'm like, they got that. My quarterback sucks body language. Ask me how I know what that looked like. you know that body language when your quarterback misses a screen and you just drop everything and walk off, bro. Like, all right, bro. Like, I'm off the field this play.
Hey, when a receiver does that, because trust me, I've played football. And when receivers do that, I'm like, oh, yeah, it's over with. It's over with.
All right, we can run the ball now. They're ready to submit. Defense is not about to be out there hustling, dog. They be like, all right, bro.
Man, you remember how Jerry Jeudy was reacting the first 7 weeks of the season? Throwing his helmet and shit, just yelling, just angry. As soon as Jameis got in there, best teammate in the world.
Running full speed. Stop big fix was on me. Hey, and the DTR came in there, the same shit started happening again, right? All of a sudden, Jerry Jeudy is not locked in.
Still got 1,200 yards.
Hey, he had 96 yards with DTR. That's impressive. Okay,
that is impressive. It's
very impressive. That is the most single yardage to a game the DTR will ever throw to a wide receiver. Okay, like straight up in the NFL. But yeah, this thing is dunzo. Like Watson retore his Achilles. They're done. They don't. And I remember going through this because people were yelling at me about this shit in my comment section, and it was like, "Hey man, it's not done. This isn't a major setback. You don't know." I'm like, they announced it. Why would they announce it if he was only gonna miss 2 weeks? Like, he tore it. What? And it also, here's what blew my mind. Like, if this were an ACL injury, there are a lot of setbacks that could happen that aren't re-tearing your ACL, right? You get a meniscus strain, you could pull something going the other way. This is an Achilles tear. There's no overcorrection that you're worried about. It's one muscle. Either it heals or it doesn't. So if you have a setback, you know what happened? Either that thing grew back, healed, stretched, which is too early for that to happen, or snapped again.
He's cooked. It's done.
He's coming back off of double Achilles injuries and a throwing shoulder injury. He not playing no more.
Like he's not playing anymore. It's over with.
Like he's done. My guy's done. My guy is done. And you know what? The Browns are probably better off for it. Which is like it's kind of evil, but like it's Deshaun Watson we're talking about. But like, hey, bro, they got mechanisms in place to get out of this.
Michael said, I knew it was super dumb when Andrew Berry said that the trade hasn't worked out like they wanted.
When he still employed him, dog. That was crazy.
Over with. It's over with.
Like when the GM stopped hearing you with the it's too early to tell. And he's like, yeah, obviously it's not worked out. Hey, when he's referring to the season being an embarrassment. Okay.
Yeah, man, it's over with. It's over
hey,
with.
bro, somebody had to get fired. Okay. It wasn't going to be Andrew. It wasn't about to be your 2-time coach of the year. It's gonna be this motherfucker. Deshaun got fired, right? And look, it's one of them firings, and I said this for a while. Yeah, he's fired, but like not technically, so he still work here, but his key card don't get into nothing.
Stay your ass at home.
Hey, man. He's gonna be at home for a long time.
Yeah, stay your ass at home. You good?
I don't want to investigate whether he tore that thing doing something he's supposed to or not. I assume he probably rolled his ankle working out. I don't think we're going to be like able to do an injury void on this thing. But like at the end of the day, it's not even going to be that big of a deal because they got cap insurance on this thing. They're going to be able to save up to $40-something million on this thing. The Browns are going to be fine cap wise from this Watson contract. So they dodged the biggest part of the bullet. Now it's about what you're going to do to move on. And if you're the Browns, hey, let's not rush into something just as bad. like straight up. Let's play the field this year, y'all. Okay.
Let's just see what happens.
Mm-hmm. You know, just bring Sam Darnold in here, you know, just kick it with the boys for a year. Like you don't need to go back out there, try to get committed again. Don't be the homie that gets out of a relationship, start proposing 3 months into the next one. Nah. Listen to some future, young man. Okay.
Listen to some future. Okay.
I need you to be independent. Okay. Future and Beyonce, they kind of the same thing. Okay.
Sure. Let's go.
They preach independence. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Oh yeah, the Steelers got I know you Mike Tomlin guy. You think they gonna fire Mike Tomlin?
They're not firing Mike.
They won't fire him.
They're not firing.
Should they?
If they do,
it's like
I'll say this: no other coach would survive losing in the postseason this much. No other coach would survive it.
No,
no other coach would survive it.
Here's my thing with Mike. Is it his fault that they're not aggressive in free agency? Is it his fault?
He's been there so long. You know he has a say in personnel. He's been there too long to not have a say.
That's the thing.
He had a say in Kenny Pickett. So,
look, Mike Tomlin is gonna get you a B season, right? Like that's what he looks for, is to be a B+ team. And they got B+ results.
Yeah. Ray said Marvin Lewis survived it. Yeah, he's like,
but that was because the Bengals are cheap.
Also, extremely unique situation.
And also, Marvin Lewis survived much more egregious, right? Like, not only did he not win in the playoffs, but also he had some bad records in between then. And then also, they fired Marvin once it was time for Joe Burrow to show up. So it was like, once that new thing showed up, they understood that they had to move on from Marvin. I think him bringing back Hugh Jackson was the last straw. Y'all remember that?
Because I remember Baker going crazy.
Hey, look, one thing Baker knows is a scammer. Okay. I gotta give him his credit on that. He pointed that shit out with Freddie Kitchens, and he pointed that shit out with Hugh Jackson.
I'm not giving him credit for Freddie because the only reason Freddie was the coach.
No, Freddie was his homeboy.
Freddie was his homeboy.
Until week 4 of the 2019 season. To which it was very apparent that Baker Mayfield was trying to coordinate the offense in his second year as a professional quarterback.
Jesus.
Fighting with Todd Monken. Hey, man, Todd Monken hated his life in Cleveland.
He really did, bro. And look what he's doing in Baltimore.
No reports came out so fast that Todd Monken regretted his choice. He said it's incompetent here. Hey, nobody is more surprised that Baker Mayfield is still a decent quarterback than Todd Monken, because I bet he lost all hope that year. Like, all hope.
But I wonder how he felt. He left next year. The Browns make the playoffs with a playoff game.
And they talk about he not good. They talk about we doing this in spite of you. He's like, bro, I got Stetson Bennett out here getting drafted. Like, did he win games with Jake Fromm?
Yes.
Hey, it's funny that Jameis Winston and Baker Mayfield, 2 quarterbacks, couldn't make it work with Todd. Like, hey, they just gotta be me. I forget who I was talking to. I was like, yo, that's the quote you say before you make a horrible decision. It's like, I just gotta be me. Like, you about to throw the craziest interception we've ever seen, dog. You can tell with Jared Goff, you having them I just gotta be me moments because his feet get all happy and he throw that shit downfield. Like, that is not gonna go the way you thought. Picked off. What else we got? We got any super chats?
Yeah, we got 9. We can start with the first one. It's from Smo Useless Bread. I don't know what that name is. In the last 2 games of the season, TJ Watt totaled 0 sacks, 0 TFLs, 0 assists, 0 turnovers. You will not find his name on any stat sheet.
Man, best in the world, so I've been told.
Hey, but when he does get a stat, he kicks really hard and he screams up in the air, and that looks cool.
All right, the second one from Ray Rag.
Yeah, hold on. Wait. I need to say something to you motherfuckers who are Browns fans and we're like, no, TJ's harder than Myles Garrett. Explain why you think that. I need you to full in detail explain to me why you think TJ Watt is better than Myles Garrett. And I feel like we're going to run into an ism by the end of that explanation. It's the only thing that can make me think that you're going to go against your city, dog. Just to ride for TJ? So many of y'all were doing that 2 years ago. I need y'all to be held accountable. I remember every single one of y'all that replied to me in my slander about TJ Watt. And Curtis, I'm pretty sure you've seen it too. When you talk shit about TJ Watt, these Browns fans will pop in. Hey man, you gotta face it. Myles does disappear in the corners of games. It's like, okay, all right.
TJ does it more times than not. No one says anything about it.
And the reason Myles Garrett disappears is because the other team fed up with him, right? No, we just not gonna let him do nothing. That's why he disappears at the end. It's not because somebody locking him down. We've been trying to tell y'all that Myles Garrett better. The offensive coordinator's been trying to tell y'all Myles Garrett better. Y'all stayed in here rocking for TJ Watt. And Steeler fans, I understand why you do it, right? If the best player on defense was a Pittsburgh Steeler, I'd be hating. Like, okay? I'd be hating. Like, yeah, I'd be hating. Especially if I had a decent edge, I'd be hating too. But come on, y'all. If you're a Browns fan and you was doing that buffoonery, I need you to look in the mirror and ask yourself why it was that you chose that path. Okay? Because that's embarrassing. Let's continue.
All right, second one from Ray Rags. Don't know if you both or Chad have heard, but Jimmy has been in the meetings, both exit and coach interviews. How do you feel about that? For what it's worth, apparently the players and the coaches they interviewed liked it and were impressed.
I mean, that's pretty normal, right?
That's pretty normal.
Yeah, it's normal. Usually owners are involved in exit meetings of some sort.
You want them to care. Like,
if they weren't there, they probably won't care. But, you know, if they're there, cool.
Yeah, you don't want the other end of the spectrum where they're like the Dolans and they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like you want them to care. You just don't want them out here like making knee-jerk reactions, and that's where they've been at. So I've been fine with ownership. I don't know how people feel about moving the stadium or anything like that. I could care less about it. I just want it to get done or want them to figure out what they're gonna do.
They need to move the stadium. They need to move because I was there at the last game, the Chiefs game, and yeah, it needs a little bit of an overhaul, a little bit. So moving to Brook Park, yeah, get used to it. I'm for it.
Yeah. So, you know, that is what it is. But as far as like Jimmy, I don't think he's been overly involved. Outside of like maybe he got in his feelings about Baker Mayfield and that whole thing, because we forget that man told him he wasn't showing up to work, and don't nothing piss off no billionaire like that, right? Baker Mayfield went on strike that last game of the season. I don't feel like we talk about it like that enough, where he was like, I talked to my wife and my agent. We're not going to play. Hey man, what you know about billionaires? They don't fuck with strikes, okay? Once Baker went on strike, hey, Jimmy was like, we got to get him out of here.
Yeah, he was not with it. He was not with it at all. Not with that shit at all.
You gonna go on strike? Like,
wow. So you just not gonna come to work, huh? Huh?
What you gonna do? Replace me? I'll replace you with anybody. Hey, that whole thing makes a lot more sense when you look at it like that. Like,
we will go get Jacoby fucking Brissett. That's how I feel.
Nah. Yeah, we'll trade for him. What you gonna do? Trade for Deshaun Watson while he's under investigation? Yes.
That's our owner. That's the owner we got. That's what we do.
Look, man, all these owners are the same, dog. They get a whiff of you trying to strike. It's over with. Okay.
Oh, you're trying to fuck up the money, huh? Okay.
He said he didn't want to come to work. That's what ended the Baker Mayfield era. Everything else is just like, all right, yeah, but you ending your work relationship with him on not his terms? Oh, no. That's why he drops $230 million on the next guy to be like, yeah, you ain't getting this money. Okay. Like, well, we got next in the chat.
Yeah, Ray Rack with another one. I know I'm behind on the pod, but you need to get on that. The 180 can't pull his full username for some reason. Steelers fan on AFC North talk with this TJ Watt shit. Q LOL.
Look, man, I'm not about to get on the Steelers fan for being delusional about the Steelers, because like that's kind of just the point of this whole thing, right? But if you're not a Steeler fan and you delusional about TJ Watt, have some pride. Okay?
That's the thing, though. Bro. Nobody's delusional about it except them. Everybody has been acknowledging that Miles is better than TJ for like 3 years now.
Hey, and it be that unbridled delusion too that be coming out of Pittsburgh. They be like, he's the best ever. He's not even the best in the league,
bro. If you look at the advanced metrics, he's not even the best on his team. He's not, like, objectively, he's not.
And when homie from Detroit get healthy,
oh yeah,
he's out that top 3 white guy conversation. Like,
has he been in it? Has he actually been in it still?
I mean, what, Max, Trey Hendrickson, him? Who's going to replace him as number 3?
Bosa.
Ooh. Yeah.
Has he been in
top 5?
Yeah, he might be 5th.
He might be out the top 5.
Might be.
Yeah. Hutch, Hendrickson, Crosby, Bosa.
Are we only adding white defensive ends, or are we adding white corners?
We only doing white defensive ends right now.
Let's see right here. Yeah, he's still in the top 5, I guess.
Don't let Joey Bosa have a good year.
Nah, it's over with Joey. nah, it's over with Joey, dog. Let's see. Is any? Well, I think Hutch is the last like white dude come out that was like cold. Like, hey, Mason Graham.
Mason Graham is a D tackle.
He might be up here in the sack conversation.
We'll see.
You know what I mean? 14% pass rush one way at Michigan. That's not terrible. Abdul Carter had like a 22.4, bro. I looked up. I was like, what was Miles his last year at Texas A&M? 20.4. I was like, yeah. That motherfucker's going number 1 overall if a quarterback does it. Like,
hey, when I told people that I would just stay at 2 and take Abdul.
No, I remember because like I got on the Abdul Carter bandwagon like slightly before everybody else did because I looked at the tape. I was like, yeah, I think he could be great. And then he had that game with one shoulder against Notre Dame, and everybody else was like, God damn, who is that? I'm like, that's Abdul Carter, bro. Like,
I was like, yeah.
Stay at 2, get Abdul. That's what I'm doing.
Hey, bro, you got to knock me off my feet with they offer to get me off of that dude. Like, that's like having 2 queens on the chessboard. You could just move him and Miles around and just make everybody panic. People talk about, oh, well, he's a 3-4 edge. Shut your old ass up, bro. Like, stop. That man is whatever you want him to be on the field.
Listen, man, put that man. First of all, he's 6'3" and 252.
That's the crazy thing. Is like people just talk about him like he's like 205 pounds out there playing edge.
He is 6'3", 252 pounds. He gains 10 pounds.
I watched him bull rush Josh Connerly Jr. Like I saw somebody on Twitter. I think I caught wind of it. Somebody posted a picture of him getting beat by Josh Connerly, and I'm like, yeah, Josh Connerly's cool. I like him as a prospect, but don't act like Abdul didn't get to Josh in that game bad. Hey, Abdul had Josh Connerly trying to choke him out, holding him so bad in that Oregon game. That's how Abdul was getting to him. But yeah, man, Abdul's like that.
Yeah, Mike said Tony Grossi compared him to Obo Okoronkwo, and I'm like, he's so much heavier than Obo.
Yeah, we're not even talking about the bend, the hands, the speed, the power.
Like he gets if he gets up to 260, he gets up to 260. You're not even gonna think
he's played edge for 1 year, keep in mind. And he has a pretty good Von Miller hump move. Duck move. Like what was it called? The ghost move? But yeah, he got that. He got the ghost move. He got that 1 year. 1 year. He's an infant edge rusher. And he's doing this. I was watching. I'm like, bro, he get with Myles Garrett. Myles going to teach him them superpowers and give him that euro. It's going to be unstoppable because his feet aren't even clean when he tries to hit like, oh, I'm going to go outside, come back inside on you. His feet be all over the place. I'm like, Myles going to teach him 1, 2, pop. Yeah, it's going to be it. It's going to be over with.
Put that man across from Myles Garrett and just forget about it. Never have to worry about edge.
Put him across from Myles Garrett. You can put him next to Myles Garrett, side to side, above. You could blitz him from the linebacker position. You can send this motherfucker. You can make a new position, call it 10-9, the wide 10. Just have him all the way out there near the fucking nickel DB, and he'd be fine. He gonna be good. Yeah, just draft him. I was getting nervous when I was seeing all them Penn State players say they coming back. I'm like, hey, he better go. Okay.
Oh, he's going for sure. He know he going top 5.
Yeah. The top 3.
Top 3. At least top 3.
Top 3. Top
well,
somebody will trade up. Okay.
He might end up at 4th.
Or 2.
Hey, bro, if he slides past 3, the Browns got to trade back up, bro. Because like, we clearly traded back.
Because Travis might go before him.
Travis is just one of these ones where I'm like, if he were just a wide receiver, he would definitely be a top 3 pick. If he were just a corner, he would be a top 3 pick. But because you have to envision him as both, it makes teams hesitant. But I'm like, he's kind of like Devonta Smith when he came out. And he's like, yeah, he's a really good corner. Like, really, really good corner. But he's so good with the ball in his hand. Like, so you gotta like commit. You think he can play both sides in the NFL?
I think he's primarily a corner. I think corner is his better position, to be completely honest with you. I think he's a better corner than he is a wide receiver. But you get him like 10 snaps on offense.
Here's the dilemma I have. I agree with you. I think he's a better corner than he is receiver. I think he's more impactful for your football team if he plays receiver, though.
You could put him in special packages if he's a wide receiver, though.
Yeah, that shit never works though.
Yeah, because they know when he's on the field.
Oh yeah, that's true.
He kind of like you want him to be able to set up stuff and be able to work shit, like get in the flow of the game. Like that's the dilemma I have with him. What's going to be more impactful versus what's going to be his best position? Because like quiet as kept, really easy to avoid a good corner, like, especially if that's the only one you got. Good wide receiver though, you move that motherfucker around, emotional, get him the matchup you want. That could be really impactful.
Has anyone actually asked Travis what position he wants to play in the NFL?
He said both. Hey, bro, if I was that good at two things, I would want to do it for the rest of my life too. Just to be fair to Travis,
I'm not mad. I'm not mad at him for saying that, but I'm just like,
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, and to see that's what's going to keep him out the top three because Abdul Carter, yeah, man, somewhere on the line of scrimmage. Okay. Not a whole lot of creativity needs to take place there. I think with Travis, either you need to just tell him he's one or the other, or fuck it, commit. Let him play both sides. See how long that lasts. Because it might last. And then, like, if you think about it like this, if Travis could be your second best corner, or your second best wide receiver and your best corner, well, then that draft pick is well worth it.
that's true.
That's true. So I can see why like somebody would do that. And like if you're planning on taking the number one overall, though, you need to commit to okay, he's gonna play both sides. But we talking about outside like 1, 2. Yeah, you could just put him at wide receiver corner. He'll be fine. But I think that's a big question with Travis. But yeah, there's a lot going on here with the draft. I am so glad that we're finally in agreement. We're just going to draft Abdul Carter, right?
I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm there right now.
Curtis is there.
Turning in the car, yeah.
Okay. Because I know Curtis was like, at certain points you were like thinking about Mason Graham. And look, I like Mason Graham.
But he ain't Abdul.
Yeah, but Abdul's different.
Don't be a fool. Draft Abdul. That's all I'm saying all time.
Do what
hey, man, came up with a slogan. Goddamn.
Don't do what's harder. Just grab Abdul Carter. Just go ahead and do that thing, big dog. Okay. Like, don't overthink it. Okay.
What's the next super chat, man?
All right. Ray Rags got one. He says, as close as Texas got, I didn't think they could score 14 straight. If Ohio State kept them chasing, I thought Texas never had a chance. Ryan Day's got one more game to dodge the bitch alligator until November 29th.
Thank you, Ray Rags. Appreciate that. Thank you. One more game.
The bitch allegations?
Yes, the bitch allegations. Yes.
The grown man, he done got you to the national championship. We calling him a bitch.
Yeah, finish the job, please. Thank you.
This is the most unappreciated coach of all time.
I thought he beat those allegations against Oregon.
Listen, I've shut up for the last 3 weeks. I say nothing bad about Ryan Day.
Hey man, I got a question. How much hair dye is going to be used in the run up to this national championship game?
Man, way more than it should. Because Marcus, hey, bro.
Both of them got hairs that are unnaturally black.
Man, that hair, hey, that shit's so black. It's blacker than us, man.
It look like, yeah.
It's way too black.
Okay.
It was way too black.
Jet black.
I'm like, Marcus, we know you have black, bro. You ain't got to do all that. You do not have to do all
Day
that,
hair
bro.
Got to abide by a dress code. That shit is so black.
Oh shit!
David Stern just suspended him.
Oh shit!
You remember we was talking about earlier? What's the black? What's black about Ohio State? I'm like Ryan Day's hair, right? Like,
oh shit! But yeah, one more win. Finish the job.
Hey, bro. National championship brought to you by Biggin.
Beijing.
Biggin. They don't know it's called that. It's like, oh, we're sponsored by Biggin. Okay. I don't even know if it's supposed to be pronounced like Beijing because that don't feel right when you look at how it's spelled. Like
you call it Beijing Biggin?
It's called Biggin.
Oh man.
All right, the next
Just
one
for men in Beijing bring you the national championship. As two Americas have died just showing up together, dog. Do you spray or do you apply?
Man, that shit Marcus was real quick. That shit Marcus was doing was egregious, dog.
Ooh.
Carlos,
and the crazy thing, he don't even need it.
He don't. I'm
like, bro, you just got baby hairs down there. Like, that's it. And he out here spraying it flat. Like, I need that shit when I get my hair cut because my shit go back that way. I was looking at his hairline. This is egregious, bro. This is a waste. Okay. There are brothers out here that need that shit. Okay.
Oh, shit.
All right. Next super chat from Autistic Kid. He said, Baker might be our Breeze. Joe is Phil Rivers or I don't.
We did that. We did that one.
Oh, yeah, we did that one. Okay.
We did.
Yeah.
That.
Another one from Ray Rags. Are the Steelers the NFL's T-Mac knocking out the first round, or can we put that on TJ since he's their best player?
They're the new Bengals.
Yeah, they are.
They're like the team that makes the playoffs, but nobody takes seriously. Andy Dalton Bengals.
Yeah.
Which is impressive to do without having a quarterback that's as good as Andy Dalton. But
yeah, they're gonna do the same shit that we always see them do. They go overachieve for a good part of the season. They have that embarrassing loss to a team that they had no business losing to. Then they collapse down the stretch and they get blown out in the playoffs. That's what they are.
And they're led by a pretty good wide receiver.
That shows up late an hour before kickoff, which we gotta talk about that. This thing's going bad.
Man, what they gonna look like once they trade George Pickens?
That receiver.
And by the way, hey, if your team and they call you about George, no. I understand. No, don't do it. Mike Tomlin has never traded a wide receiver, and it's ever been a good deal for whoever traded for him.
Nope,
never happened. Not once. Nah, that man gave up. That means it's time to give up. Okay.
At least don't give him a second round pick for George.
No, don't even do that. Don't do third round, fourth round. Just hang up the phone. Mike is trying to rob you. It's like Mike knocking on your car window. Don't roll down the window, right? No, he is trying to rob you.
Yeah, this is for you, Q. Soul Trey said, "What are you looking forward to at the Senior Bowl, Q?"
Ooh, all of it. You seen that roster? Bro, I'm about to be planted on the 20-yard line watching them D-line, O-line drills. They got everybody I wanted down there. They got Nick. They got Shamar. They got both the Oregon tackles. Oh, yeah. Embo.
Hey, Membao and Embo. Those are my dudes. Those are my dudes.
Look, it's gonna be me, Kyron, and JP all sitting there just watching the trenches all fucking practice, dog. Just tweeting about it, locked in, front row seat. Fuck you, mean? Yes, I'm there. I might even sit in the upper deck to get the elevation view, so I can see the depth of what's going on there. But that's where I will be. Okay, don't bother me if you see me down there and I'm watching them drills, dog. I'm locked in. It's gonna be a great Senior Bowl. Jayden Milroe is gonna be a critical one for you, brother. I was glad to see he did it, but I was like, ooh, boy, that's a risk. Because he's gonna have to throw a lot of them wide receiver DB 1-on-1s, and that is not his strength. Jackson Dart gonna look amazing though in that.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. Also, my guy, Curtis, I want to hear it. I see your face. I want to hear it.
Curtis, who quarterback for you, man?
I don't know. I gotta watch the tape and see what I like. I know I'm starting Cam Ward tomorrow. Probably gonna hate that. So
you aren't going to hate the Cam Ward tape as much as you do. You're just going to see deal breakers. Like, that's the thing with Cam Ward. It's not that you hate the tape when you watch it, is that you're going to watch things. You're like, well, that's just a fucking deal breaker. like it frustrates you, right? And then you're going to realize like 50% of that offense is just like first read RPOs.
Yeah, like just watching like the first game I'm watching, I'm like, hey man, it's exciting. But at the same time, I get frustrated because he's trying to do too much when he doesn't have to. So, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes.
There are so many times I want to go, why didn't you just run the play? It was open. You saw it. You just looked at it. It was like, man, I'm going to wait till I'm 4 seconds late to throw this shit. Completely throw it out of rhythm to you. Like, make you have to turn around and shit. But yeah, that's how Cam Ward plays. Very frustrating.
Yeah, the next super chat is from Food Love Sue. I don't know how to pronounce this, but CFL signing huge, LOL. So apparently the Browns signed a D tackle, Ralph Holley from the Toronto Argonauts, and he was hooping with the Argonauts this year.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Translate that.
He tied for the CFL lead in sacks last season. So
good for him. You know what I'm saying? Salute. We'll see what happens
in the CFL and in the NFL or the UFL, and they try to do it in the NFL. It's a different game, brother. Because if offensive lineman has a pulse, they're going to be in the league.
Yeah.
I mean, Jermaine Ifedi out there playing left tackle. Jermaine Ifedi ain't been good in like 10 years.
He has never been good, period.
Jason Peters was out there. Okay. like if you have a pulse and you can play offensive line, you're going to be in the league. So it's like easier to get this defensive production when you're not playing in the league, because literally anybody that could breathe and play in the league is in the league at offensive line, because there's also a shortage of offensive linemen right now. So, I mean, we'll see, but I wouldn't count on them. I know people fall in love with like dudes who have high stats in lower leagues, and they're like, oh, yeah, he's going to translate. Yes. It's
doesn't always work.
It's a difference. It's a difference between a shitty offensive tackle in the NFL and a great offensive tackle in the Canadian Football League. And that's no disrespect to Canada. It's just different.
All right, the next one from Ray Rags. What's a worse call, 4th and 9, draw, or a QB sneak at the 5?
No, the draw I don't think is a bad play call because they checked into the draw. That was Baker Mayfield's fault why that happened. Because he said check, and he checked to a draw. And I guess he just forgot what was going on. Or he thought that he just got hit gold with the draw. That quarterback sneak was called at the sideline, brother. like Hugh Jackson went bloop on the fucking walkie-talkie. It said whatever they call that quarterback sneak, and it called it in, and then the offensive coordinator was like, what? All right. And then sent it to the quarterback, and the quarterback went, all right, we're going to play this, and then went to the huddle, and they ran quarterback sneak at the 5 with no time, with like 5 seconds and no timeouts. That was the most egregious part. They did this shit with no timeouts. So time just expired. Versus Detroit. Yeah, there's some moments I'll just never forget when I remember somebody's incompetence. This was one of them. This is like, okay, Hugh sucks. There's no hope.
Literally no hope.
No.
All right, Ray Rags with another one. The Steelers' game plan for like 3 years was to roll the entire pocket to the opposite side of where Miles was at.
And that shit still didn't work.
Yeah, like that only worked for like a year.
That shit did not work. That shit hasn't worked in a very long time.
Mm.
How many sacks did he have against the Steelers? Was it 2 or 3?
I think he had 3, right?
I think he had 2 or 3. I'm not sure.
That shit was on national TV.
Yeah. Whooping their ass.
He was on national TV and he edited the game talking shit about TJ Watt at the end of it. I'm pretty sure he had 3.
And TJ had none, by the way.
Yeah, TJ.
None.
Was this part of that streak that he got going? No, he had a sack in between then and there, right?
Something like
that. Yeah. Something like that.
Something like that.
All right, the next one from Ray Rags. Oh, can we talk about how much of a cancer for a team. Deontay Johnson must be real quick. Getting sent off 4 teams who all needed wide receivers in the same season is crazy.
Not just me,
desperate. And it was like, nah, we good. Please go.
But just again, why I say Mike Tomlin come knocking on your window. Hey, I got a wide receiver for you. Get the fuck out of my face, Mike. No, man. Come on. Like, I don't know your movies. Like, I ain't seen you try to trade Antonio Brown to the Oakland Raiders. like I ain't seen you trade Martavius Bryant to the Oakland Raiders. He did that shit twice to the Raiders. They should really be ashamed of themselves. Twice. Oh, yeah. Like when he got a 2nd round pick out of Chase Claypool, who's currently on the practice squad for the Buffalo Bills.
Is he? I gotta check.
Yeah, bro. DeMar Hamlin getting more active time than he is. And DeMar Hamlin almost died 2 years ago.
Hey, shout out to DeMar, man. He really be playing. He be playing real snaps.
Mm-hmm.
Real snaps.
He playing real snaps. You know who's not putting up real snaps? Chase Claypool.
Oh, he's not on the roster anymore. He got cut.
He got cut?
Yeah,
damn.
He was released with an injury settlement on August 15th. So he's off the roster for.
No, he came back. I think he came back. He came back since August. There's no way he's been out the league the whole year.
I got it. I mean, I'm checking right now. He's not on any roster.
Dog, is he a free agent? Dog, what?
Free agent?
Yeah. Don't trade for none of Mike Tomlin's reject wide receivers, dog. Nah.
Let them say exactly where they at.
Yeah, the only person know how to make it hot is Mike Tomlin. So when George Pickett's come available, don't know. No. Hey, Browns fan, look at me. I know you wanted to draft him. No. That is no.
Nah, I'm
good. No.
I did want to draft him too, and I was like, nah, I'm good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm good.
Would have been a good pick. But no. Because like if Mike Tomlin ready to trade you must be a demon. Okay. Like straight up. Like you must be unconsoled. And then like Cleveland ain't gonna do all that shit they do in Pittsburgh where they be like trying to walk him through his emotions and try to calm him down. Kevin's gonna be like, man, sit over there. like that's gonna piss him off. He gonna crash out. No. John Harbaugh's the nicest coach you'll ever see, and he couldn't make it work with Deontay Johnson, man. When Mike Tomlin is done with one of these receivers, it's over for them, dog. It's over.
Yeah, it's over and done with.
Like if he trades them specifically, yeah, something happened. Like he had 1,000 yards a year ago. What happened? I don't know. I ain't trying to find out. Look, he got rid of Juju Smith-Schuster right on time. Okay, got rid of Antonio Brown right on time. That's the Grim Reaper when it comes to wide receivers. He knows something, dog. Like,
hey, funny enough, they both won Super Bowls after they left.
Mm-hmm. With Juju and Antonio Brown.
Yeah, they did.
Antonio Brown did technically win the Super Bowl. Well, he was actually on that team.
Yes.
But it wasn't to the team that traded for him. Oakland was still holding the bag. Okay. Don't you trade for him. Okay. You want to pick up an ex-Steeler in free agency? Cool. You want to trade for that motherfucker? Nah, you gonna make a mistake.
Didn't the Bears give up a 2nd round pick for Chase Claypool?
A 2nd round pick.
Oh, yeah, they did.
That turned into Joey Porter Jr. Yes. The Dolphins gave him a 2nd. Was it the Dolphins? It was the Bears. The Bears gave him a 2nd.
The Bears.
Yes. What did the Dolphins trade for him? It had to be like a 7th.
6th or 7th.
7th round selection. Wait. No. It's worse. The Bears traded Claypool and a 7th round selection in the 2025 draft to Miami for a 6th round pick. So they traded him for what amounts to about a half of a draft pick. That was a here take 'em trade.
They had to attach a 7 just to make sure.
That was a here take 'em trade.
Ooh.
Yes, half a pick is what they got. Take them. And you look at all them trades Deontay Johnson was a part of this year. Scream, just take them. Like That trade to the Ravens was like, yo, bro, they were just sick of him.
Dead ass. It was like, please get out of here.
And then the Ravens was like, well, we're gonna try to make it work. And then 2 minutes into that, nah, he gotta go, bro. Like, Curtis, we got any more super chats?
I'm assuming we're good.
No, I think we're good. I think we're all good.
All right, man. We got any more parting terms here?
Go Cavs. That's all I got.
Yeah, they do play today. Let's go.
Don't be a fool. Draft Abdul. That's all I gotta say.
Hey, don't work harder. Draft Abdul Carter. Get into heaven. Draft 11. We're gonna come up with all of it. All right.
So many slogans.
Oh yeah. 95 plus 11. What that equal? I don't know. Sacks. Okay. Tara. Okay.
95 plus 11 equals sacks.
Equals Joe Burrow being like, fuck, right? You want to make a draft pick that makes Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson go, damn, oh my God, I just thought about that. Abdul Carter versus the Ravens is going to be great. Because he's not overly aggressive towards the ball. So he's going to keep his head up. He's a really good athlete. And then you also hopefully get JOK back from this injury. Knock on wood. Oh, yeah, we're going to make him put up playoff numbers versus the Ravens, dog. It's going to be great. I'm getting excited. Just fucking do it, Andrew. Okay. Man, what's blown my mind is the lack of creativity some people have established, because I just get excited thinking about the new ideas that you could just use Abdul Carter next to Myles Garrett with. And these people are like, well, he's a 3-4 edge. I'm like, bro, that shit don't matter at all. That shit ain't mattered since the Obama administration. Like 3-4-4-3. They've been running multiple for so long. You'll make it work. And look, what's the worst he needs to do? Gain 20 pounds? Oh, man. Ooh. Oh, I guess he has to gain weight. Oh, okay. Sure. Have you not seen Yaya Diaby? He did not come into the league looking like that. Like,
he probably gonna gain 10 pounds his first season, man.
Right, Miles gonna get it right. Okay. Miles gonna grab him and be like, you working out with me. Okay. All off season, all summer, he's doing the Myles Garrett plan. He gonna come back jacked, and we're gonna be like, what the fuck was anybody ever worried about? Okay.
Yeah, when you see that video of Abdul Carter working out with LeBron James and Myles Garrett, just know
just know. Hey, look, last summer we saw him working out with Evan Mobley. It worked. Okay. Look, it worked.
Hey, underrated. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah. Look,
Evan working out with Myles. Now he just moving motherfuckers out the way.
Because Myles, look, when you walk around, here's the thing with Myles. Myles walks around this earth fully present that he is the biggest motherfucker you have ever seen, and that confidence rubs off on you. Like,
hey, shout out Fred. Hey, Curtis, shout out Fred. He said Goku and Vegeta level trade.
Yeah. Look, immediately, we're not even going to fly the brother to Berea once he get drafted. We're going, all right, we're going to have you link up with Myles in LA, and you're going to stay there until we see you in July. Like, if Myles don't come to OTAs, you don't come to OTAs. Okay. We will see you when we see Myles. All right. And we expect you to look like you've been taking the workout seriously. Abdul Carter gonna come back 270. Okay. Jumping 44 inches in the air and shit. Yeah, we'd be fine. Like, I don't know why people act like you can't gain weight in the NFL. That was the most mind-boggling thing to me. Is like, hey, have you seen what Micah Parsons looks like now? Like,
it's the dumbest shit. It's the dumbest shit in the world, bro. People are just making up reasons to not take Abdul because they want them to take Shador. That's what it is. That's all it is.
It's not even Shador. Like, I could understand. Okay, Shador to me, that's the best quarterback in this class. I don't think it's number 2 worthy, but like that's the best quarterback in this class. If you're super desperate, go get him. It'd be like, nah, man, let's not fuck up and let's get Cam Ward. Brother,
What's that?
What's that? Brother,
What's that, brother?
no. Saw Ben Axelrod tweeting about it, like, you gonna be the first one complaining about Cam Ward if he show up here. He's the cheeks, and then Abdul Carter got 12 sacks his rookie year. Talk about we haven't gotten a good alternative for drafting those two. Yeah, you can literally do a lot of those and be fine, right? Because this assumption is like, hey, these quarterbacks are gonna be good. What if both of these quarterbacks turn into Zach Wilson and Mac Jones? It's not impossible. But you ain't draft fucking Abdul Carter because you wanted to take a stab at it. You're going to feel like an idiot. But if you draft Abdul Carter and one of these quarterbacks turned into good, you know what you're going to say at the end of the day? Hey, still got Abdul Carter? Fuck you.
Listen.
Has anybody ever made you feel bad for not drafting Pat Mahomes?
No, because it took Myles Garrett, and everybody loves Myles Garrett.
I'm like, yeah, okay, we got Akeem. You got Mike. It's cool.
Listen, all I'm saying is this. Sign Sam Darnold so you have something stable at the position.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. I'm equating stability with Sam Darnold, but something stable. And then just draft Abdul Carter, please.
Mm-hmm.
Just do it.
Yeah. And then look, depending on how well the Sam Darnold thing goes, you make the playoffs, you have a good run. All right, cool. If you don't make the playoffs, but you got a top 10 pick again. All right, well, we just gonna maneuver where we need to and get a guy, maybe in 2026. Well, who knows? Maybe trade to go get some picks in 2027. We'll figure out the fucking quarterback thing when the time is right. We'll know. Trust me. If there's a good quarterback draft, we ain't gonna be digging, brother. We will know. We will know. Hey, remember last year? Were we digging to find out if Drake May was good?
Everybody in the world was like,
we knew in 2022 that the 2023 draft class. No, not even in 2022. We knew in 2021 what that class was going to be.
Yeah, everybody was talking about Caleb Williams and Drake May the entire time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember breaking down Malik Willis tape. I'm like, nah, Caleb Williams is the guy you want. When he come out 2 years from now, guess that's when you want to look for a quarterback. Straight up. And it's looking real like in 2026 might have a couple guys, but 2027, it might be the
Lenore Sellers, 2026.
Lenore Sellers, Cade Klubnik. Maybe you feel better about Aller. I don't think Curtis ever go wild.
I don't blame Curtis for that. I don't blame Curtis for that at all.
Like it's no point. It's no point. They ruined the fun out of it. Like I entertained it at one point. I'm like, yeah, he can go somewhere else. Like, no.
Oh, I forgot Garrett Nussmeier's next year.
Oh, yeah,
I think he's gonna be better.
The Nussmeier right there. You go ahead, get him. You know what I mean? Like people talk like you need a number 1 overall pick to get a quarterback. I'm like, you might not. It might be a year you can get one with the 10th. You can trade up. I think there's a bunch of different ways you could do it. But yeah, the Browns, let's not be crazy. There's a man wearing double ones up there that is clearly saying with everything that you've heard, hey, that's the fucking guy. Okay. Like
worst case scenario, trade back one spot and make the Giants go up and get Shador.
Hey.
Worst case scenario.
Mm-hmm. And look, if Deion get that job in Dallas, I'm going to use that to play the Giants. Hey, you know the Cowboys trying to come up. They offering 3 first-round picks now. I'll do you a favor. I just want your second round and your first round next year. I just take that. Yeah, I just take that. You know what I mean? I'll do you a favor. Like, just yeah. You know what, man? You don't even got to give me that extra third. Like, just throw that in 2026. Like.
Listen, that's all we need. So we can get Abdul. Because that's what we try. We try to lead the draft with Abdul Carter. That's it. That's all we try to do.
That's all we trying to do. Draft 11, get the fuck home. Like, look, the Browns will draft Abdul Carter, and the press conference will be 15 minutes later. They ain't gonna act like they're gonna try to trade back into the first round. Like, nah, we took Abdul. Like, that shit will be. If it were me, and if they go Cam Ward 1, I'm like, all right, well, we got this Abdul Carter card written out already. Just turn it in, brother. Like, it's gonna be like a timeout in the 4th quarter. Like the ref already know what I'm trying to do. Like, turn that shit in. If this, then that. All right. Now, if Abdul Carter goes number 1, I'll be hurt. I'm like, all right, trade back. Who wants your door, bruh? They done piss me off. Like,
Mason Graham time.
all right. Mason Graham, Will Johnson, Travis Hunter, whoever's there at 6. Like, but at 2, yeah, number 11, 2 1s. Get that guy. Penn State, I'm checking the card, making sure there's no fuck ups. Okay. Yep. 11. Mm-hmm. Yep. Here you go. Turn it.
Y'all, I just worked something out in my head. 1 + 1 = 2.
Hey. Do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do. Draft the man who numbers equal 2. Shout out to Jameis. Okay.
He prepared us for this.
Jameis going to announce the pick. Oh, y'all know what we doing. We about to go farther. Mr. Abdul Carter.
Hey, he 100% gonna say that stupid shit. He gonna say that dumb ass shit.
Hey, Jameis gonna get up there and try to start the heavenly prayer before he announced the pick.
You're just gonna see Roger looking at him like,
yeah, all right, everybody, before we get this pick started in, this pick turned in, I want to make sure we bow our heads and say grace. Like, what? It's gonna be one of them long prayers. The Andrew Berry gonna be furious because the clock gonna go. It might elapse their time. Like, Heavenly Father, please. Like, and he hit that cadence where you think he done, and he start on the whole new thing. He want to talk about the wildfires going on in LA right now. Like, bruh, this prayer gonna be 40 minutes. Like,
hey, Curtis, we got two more super chats now.
Hey man, his prayer is probably longer than it takes us to end these fucking shows. Like,
we could have been done. We could have been done. We are
the epitome of when black folk be like, all right, y'all. And then we out there in the driveway still talking. Like,
tell you, blackest show ever.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Face Disabler says, how insufferable will the announcers be with Jack Sawyer and TJ Watt on the same line, second team, all-pro, all-stars? I don't think Pittsburgh's going to draft Jack Sawyer.
I said this. I tweeted.
Hey, hold on, wait. Jack Sawyer, Nick Herbig, and TJ Watt.
And Peyton Wilson.
They getting ready for Trump's America. Okay.
No, I said this, though. I did say this. Jack Sawyer's going to end up in the AFC North somewhere.
Nah, because Baltimore ain't going to do that.
You know who's going to do it?
Cincinnati?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. They're 100%.
Because Cincinnati don't be liking to spend that money to recruit. You know what I mean? Like, they scouting department be like, nah, we're going to draft big brands. Ohio State. I'm going to see you on TV. Like,
yeah, he'll either be a Steeler or he'll be a Bengal. I think he's going to be a Bengal.
He's more fit. He's more of a scheme fit for the Bengals instead of the Steelers. You
know who else? That entire Ohio State team, this current team, I see a lot of them ended up in the AFC North, to be completely honest.
Well, like Tyleek
fuck around be a Brown.
Yeah, Tyleek feels like a Brown.
Tyleek fuck around to be a Brown.
Let's see who else. I don't know about their corners, but Lathan Ransom has AFC North written all over him.
Oh, Lathan Ransom has Pittsburgh Steelers written all over him.
Pittsburgh Steeler, Baltimore Raven. Like, one of them teams will just let your safeties just crash.
Yeah. Like, he would crash
Baltimore Raven. Like, literally Baltimore
crash dummy.
Yeah.
Crash
yeah, like,
dummy
they'll let yeah, he's a Raven. That man is a Raven right there.
He'll end up in the Ravens and Steelers. Who else?
The Browns don't let their safeties have that much freedom. Nah. So, yeah, it'd have to be Baltimore. Who else is there? Will Howard
Ibuka
feels like he could be a late pick for the Browns.
Ibuka, Steeler.
Ibuka feels like a Steeler?
1,000% he will end up in Pittsburgh.
You don't think Baltimore?
Pittsburgh has an earlier pick. Pittsburgh has the earlier pick, so he's not gonna make it to them.
Nah, but Ibuka's too like. Nah. They got to draft somebody who's a little bit more of an asshole to be a wide receiver for Pittsburgh.
Listen, that's why I said they gonna take him because they gonna try to get away from that.
Dog, they drafted Joe. Like, their whole thing is we draft assholes, like Joey Porter Jr., like George Pickens, Devin Bush at the time that they drafted Devin Bush super early. Mike Tomlin like them kind of dudes. He don't like these dudes who's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do the work and all this shit. Like, nah, he like guys that make people feel a way about them.
I think it's the time they're just like, you know what? Let's just go get somebody who's normal.
Nah, they never do that. They dealt with AB and never changed.
Oh, it's just so stupid. It's so stupid to me.
Yeah,
it bites them in the ass every single time. It's so dumb.
Mm-hmm. No, they like who in a wide receiver fights the most? Like Isaiah Bond? They'll draft him. Yeah, they'll draft that guy. Ibuka feels like a Bengal to me.
My nightmare is Ibuka ended up on the Chiefs.
Nah, they took a wide receiver last year.
That would be my nightmare, personally.
Who they got there?
They got Rasheed Rice.
Rice, Worthy, Hollywood Brown. Hollywood Brown's there now. He's healthy again. So
we haven't watched the Chiefs play in a while, but brother, they're drafting a tackle. They're drafting a guard. They're drafting a fat guy.
They need a tackle.
Yeah.
Didn't they just draft a tackle?
They drafted Kingsley in the second round, but he's developmental. They still would need to get younger on the interior. Will Campbell. That's going to happen. They're going to find a way to get Will Campbell super late in the first round and piss cold ball.
I like Will Campbell, bro. I like Will Campbell. I think Will Campbell will be good.
Yeah. They're going to get Will Campbell or some shit like that. Let's see. Who else is on Ohio State's team that you think is like an AFC North guy? Travion?
Oh, yeah.
Travion, I feel like I don't want him to go to the Bengals. They suck at run game stuff. But Baltimore would be nice.
Baltimore would be crazy. Him and Lamar?
Well, him, Lamar, and Derrick Henry.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry take a break and then Travion come in, hitting home runs.
Junkins feels like a Steeler.
Yeah.
He got all the problems Najee has, except for he's a good athlete. he played like Najee without the jeans on, but he still got the vision issues, and the Steelers don't mind that stuff. But yeah, I think.
We didn't even say JTT.
Oh, Todd Malu?
Yeah.
Yeah, he feel like a Charger.
I can see it.
Yeah, he feel like a Charger. Every time I watch Ohio State's tape, I'm like, well, 33 is the better edge rusher. Like every time I'm like, yeah, this motherfucker, he do like there is something to that. He just makes plays. like there's something to it. But yeah,
Hey, Ray Rags got one. Ray Rags got one. Hold on.
Abdul Carter might be the first guy that Miles teaching him shit might really work for them.
Dead ass.
That's why I'm saying Miles can teach him them superpowers. Because he been trying to teach Alex Wright them superpowers, and Alex Wright can't do shit with that. But Miles gonna be like, let me teach you this. I see you already have the Von Miller move. Have you considered pairing that with a spin? Like, because I'm like, I watch Abdul Carter spin moves. I'm like, oh yeah, Miles getting laughed with him. He gonna fix that because his spin moves are terrible. Like, his swim moves are fine. His spin's terrible. But yeah, Miles fix that. Get him in the lab with Miles. That's why I'm like, just pair him up with Miles. 2 years, you're going to have the craziest edge rusher tandem. We're going to be debating who's going to win Defensive Player of the Year. It's going to be both these motherfuckers in the argument.
Yeah, man. If he goes to the Browns and he's playing with Miles, he's going to get 10 sacks. He's going to get 10 sacks.
It's going to be one of the ones where we got to constantly remind people, yeah, I know Abdul has 15, but like Miles is still him. Yeah. He's going to get a lot of TFLs too.
Hell yeah.
Like you scramble, he gonna clean up on that shit. All right, we got anything else?
Nope, that's about it.
All right, man. That's it for Q and Colb. We are not gonna do parting shots because we just spent 30 minutes doing parting shots. Y'all have a great day. Have an even better night. Peace.